Many of you are very talented, but if you really want to wow me today, you're going to have to show something extra.
That was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty funny. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Fire Program. I am your host, Joe Neerman, aka Good Logic. This show, I was saying before this show, tonight's show is going to be a banger. It's going to be a banger. I'm really, really amped about tonight's show. What do we have going on tonight? Well, we got a whole bunch of folks who are claiming MAGA is dead. MAGA is dead. MAGA is dead. Oh my God, the dream is over. MAGA is dead. We'll look at some of their statements, why they're saying it, what kind of justification they have for saying it. Is there any truth to the claim? I think some of my friends, some people who you know as my friends, might say MAGA is dead. I haven't spoken to Robert Barnes the last couple of weeks. I think it's very possible. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying he has said. I don't know what he's said about the state of MAGA, but I wouldn't be surprised if he said MAGA is dead. Because a lot of people are saying it. A lot of people are saying it. So we're gonna look at those claims, those allegations that MAGA is dead. MAGA is dead. I'm gonna look at who's saying it, why they're saying it, what their justifications are, and all that good stuff. Also, Joe Kent, it's in a related issue. Joe Kent is kind of related. Joe Kent, it's related to the whole MAGA is dead thing. There are updates in development of his resignation from being head of counterterrorism, I guess head of CTU, the whole Jack Bauer role that he had. And we also have Justice Roberts having the most backward take imaginable. Now, tonight's goal is a little different, so we're going to break that down and why it's so backward. You might have seen it. You probably didn't see it. If you didn't see it, then you probably need to hear about it. And whether you saw it or not, you need someone to walk you through why this is just bonkers. So I think no one better to do it than a podcasting lawyer to break it down for you as to why it's crazy. So all that and more. Plus, we have a goal tonight. And the goal is no small thing. Tonight's goal is something I rarely do. Rarely do. Tonight's goal is a little harder than the regular goal. And you might say, Joe, did you misclick? No, I did not misclick. I didn't misclick. It's just that tonight's goal is so juicy, so good. Tonight's goal is so awesome that I was like, I can make a whole show out of this. I should make a whole show out of this. But I might pass up on that if we hit tonight's goal. Tonight's goal is 20, not 15. I know it's always 15. That's like our standard. I call that the standard. Sometimes you have to raise the bar a little bit there. It's 20 super chats of $10 or more. What are you going to get if we hit our goal? What do we get if we hit that goal? We hit the goal tonight. I am going to spend with you, giving you my legal breakdown, and watch with you Afroman's testimony. You might say, what the heck is that? So I know that. So a lot of you are probably saying, what the heck is that? Afroman is a rapper / singer. So I'll give you a little background so you can appreciate the carrot that I'm dangling here. This big, giant, delicious carrot I'm dangling in front of you guys. And that is, Afroman is a rapper who had he became famous for his song, came out, I think in the 90s, called Because I Got High. This guy here probably could sing it. Do you know how that song goes?
I was gonna clean my room, but then I got high.
There you go. Nice. There you go. That was very good.
Yeah, thank you.
What's up, buddy? Really impressive. How are you?
I'm good, man. I couldn't complain. If I was any better, I'd be Afroman.
If you were any better, you would be. Right. So Afroman, he became famous for that song. And then in 2022, thereabouts, there was a raid of his house where he was supposedly involved in kidnapping. And this clever guy, he found out about the raid coming, I guess. He had a security system which recorded them breaking in his door and bashing everything around and ripping his house to shreds. And along the way, an oversized sheriff who was part of the raid found a lemon pound cake. This is all on film, and the video of it went viral. Well, this guy made a song out of it, which just became a hit called Lemon Pound Cake, mocking the sheriff's department for breaking down his door. They didn't find anything other than this song became a really big hit. It became a really big hit. I can't play the song for you because I will definitely get copyright struck. I will definitely get copyright.
He's an independent artist, man.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This song's big enough. I didn't mean to do that to you. I apologize. Yeah,
no, it's fine.
The Adams County Sheriff kicked down my door.
So
then I heard the glass break.
He made a whole music video about them breaking down his house with video of them doing it, and he made a killing on it because he was making fun of them about basically how this big fat guy here basically ended up, going after his mother's lemon pound cake. And video of him sort of zeroing in and getting closer to it. Like I said, I can't play the audio of it, but he's really ranking on them and making fun of them, and it became very.
What's that? Mama's lemon pound cake.
It became a very big hit. He got sued for defamation and all sorts of other stuff and ended up having to testify. So he testified yesterday. And when he testified yesterday, this is him coming in there hot to testify.
The fact they let him keep his sunglasses on blew my mind. The fact that the judge didn't say, "Excuse me, Mr. Afroman, will you remove the sunglasses?" I couldn't believe it.
It's unbelievable. See, you talk about coming in hot. This is Afroman coming in hot. And what I'm offering to you is if we hit tonight's goal, we're going to watch all of his testimony. And he testified for about a half hour. It's going to take me more than that to break it down. But yeah, that's why I was like, tonight's goal, I got to bump that up a little. I can't have just a regular goal for that one. It's because I could make a whole show out of this.
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm foregoing doing a whole show on it, and I'm going to give it to my audience who's part of my regular Wednesday night crew. Just a little bump. It's not a big bump. A little bump. A little bump. And they're coming in. The stick is sin, more time with sin. Look at that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We're working on it. Look, we're trying to work a deal out behind the scenes. My people have called his people. It's a whole lot of things. There's
been some whining and dining.
Yeah, a lot of things are going on. Wheels are moving. Okay.
The wheels were not in motion. The wheels were not in motion. Afroman for the win. That's true. He ended up winning. He got a big win. He then went on to make a remake. Hunter Got High. He's made. Look, this guy knows how to milk it. Yeah. He knows how to milk it. God bless him. God bless him. Talented capitalist. I have nothing but respect. You can milk it and entertain the masses. I tip my cap and I say, do it. Go for it. Throwdown chat. Afroman's case is amazing. Thank you, Lady Babylon. Thank you very much. I don't just count super chats. I also count Rumble rants. Mm-hmm. We count anything. Western Union. Mm-hmm. Digger dollars. Shekel. We count shekel, schlock, whatever.
Act like you don't know what shekels are. Come on now.
Yeah.
The one thing you don't know the currency form of.
I'm aware. I know my shekels. I'll take different units of currency. I'll take French francs. I'll take German Reich. Deutschmarks. Whatever you got.
Deutschmarks. I'm just gonna take Reichsmarks. Deutschmarks.
I was gonna say Reichsmarks. Let's say
Reichsmarks. That's gonna get you kicked off the Jewish Space Laser Club.
I'll take anything. What do I care? All right. Well, anyhow, So that's what we got. Slid under my door. Did you really? I think he really might have slid $10 under my. He actually lives near me. This guy.
Yeah.
And he was joking about that he might do it. I gotta see if he. Should we?
Go for it.
Are you playing around with me, Shia? Are you serious?
Joe has his own gold
I'm checking the
coins.
chat. Yeah, I do have my own gold coins over here. Let's see. My own gold coins here. These are my ticket dollars there. I do. He joked that he might do it. He joked with me that he really might slide $10 under my door. I don't want to check and waste everyone's time, running down for like a minute and a half if there's nothing there.
So he says, I wonder if Sin can say digger 10 times fast.
Can you
Please don't. No. It's gonna be more than the 10 yellow or 20 yellow super chat.
That's right.
You say digger 10 times
Nasty
fast.
digger. Say nasty.
You're asking for me to get in trouble. That's all it is. Then you'll gaslight me for 2 hours. So
Nasty diggers. All right. All right. So let's get started on some of the content that I promised I was going to talk to you guys about here. So tonight, I told you I wanted to cover and discuss about whether or not MAGA was actually dead, like the way people are saying it's dead. The first one of late, we heard in the summer that it was dead. People were saying it was dead in the summer.
Yeah, I held a funeral for it. It was
Did you?
Yeah, I did. It was a very sad day. I wore a black armband and I sat in my house. I covered the mirrors and everything for 3 weeks. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, do you remember Elijah Schaefer?
Yeah, I remember Elijah Schaefer.
You do?
Yeah.
Elijah Schaefer?
Yeah.
Why did you laugh? What do you remember about Elijah Schaefer?
Because I presented the Elijah Schaefer story of where he was crashing out. Remember, he was having that whole schizo break where he said his wife and child had been kidnapped and all these other things.
Were
Yeah.
they actually kidnapped in the end?
No, they left.
Oh, they left.
They just left him. And he was freaking out because he's a drug addict. Yeah.
Right. And
In my opinion.
And cheating on her.
Yeah, cheating on her, all this other stuff. Yeah, it was a whole mess.
I don't know that that's what happened, but that's what the rumors are. I have no more knowledge than just
there was
allegations. There are allegations of that, of infidelity.
Yeah.
With his coworker.
Yes. Yeah, a co-host of his. Yeah.
Co-host, right.
Mhm.
Co-host. Okay. I don't care about that. I feel bad for I feel bad for a family being in turmoil. I'm not a police. This is not a channel where I'm going to sit here talking about people's, struggles. I don't like doing that. But anyway, here he is telling us the state of the union.
So now Mark Levin is MAGA, huh? Mark Levin, the never Trumper, who said that he would never vote for Trump. What, it was Mark Levin, Glenn Beck, who dipped his face in Cheeto dust, remember that? And then you had Ben Shapiro, who would say, Trump is not the right guy. Even in the last election, he tried to go with the Florida governor. He was one of the DeSantoids. So you got these three never Trump neocons, Zionists, two of which are Jewish, that now.
Why does the Jewish part matter?
No, he made me perk up. Just calm down. Let the man cook.
Trump is saying that's the real MAGA. Trump put out a giant tweet in response to Megyn Kelly owning Mark Levin, calling him a micro penis Jew, basically, which is weird. He's got a little hat, a little dick. I don't really care about that. I don't think about Mark Levin's private parts. But I mean, if I was a guy and a girl,
care about his hat.
I always say that. You just go, okay, and you move on with your life if you're secure. But now Trump is saying Mark Levin, he put a whole diatribe that his neocon ideas are MAGA. And I want you to listen to that. I want you to take that to your heart, okay? Because when Trump, he is MAGA. He's right. He goes, I am MAGA. And he's gotten a bit prideful, you could say. He's
here we go.
Completely abandoned his base. And those of us who fought for him with our freedom, a lot of people I know went to jail. I voted for him in the last election because I had an espionage wiretapping investigation going on.
So he was saving you from an espionage wiretapping.
January 6th with the FBI, I wanted a pardon. My friend was going to go to jail for 5 years from January 6th. I wanted him to get pardoned, and we did. We got our investigations dropped.
And here we are stabbing him in the back.
Yeah. Zero loyalty. Good job, bro.
Oh, my God. Here it is. Hey, here we are stabbing the guy in the back.
Trump did follow through with that. I was hopeful in the beginning. You know, we were going to get Matt Gaetz. We were going to take out
Thank
the
you, brother.
swamp. And then now, what's the problem? Now, when Trump abandons his base, he takes that money from Las Vegas, from that powerful, you know, Zionist couple, and he puts Marco Rubio on. He puts J.D. Vance on, the Peter Thiel construct. He goes to war with Iran. Why? Because Israel attacked them. Because Israel was going to get nuked. Because
Nope, that's not what he said.
Israel. They accuse us of talking about Israel all the time.
He said we were going to get attacked because of Israel. That we were going to get attacked. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Not because Israel was going to get attacked. But
That's all they talk about. And now I'm like, hey, Trump, you're not doing anything you said. You know, you're pulling ICE out
Weird
of
cigar puff.
Minnesota.
what was that?
It was just a weird cigar puff randomly in the middle of like his sentence. He just had to like take a drag off the cigar. And that was
You know,
see? It was
It's weird. It's like he
calm
needs a
down,
hit.
bro.
The point to a cigar is not to like fill your nicotine. It's just sort of like a chill, relaxing. Not like you're sucking it down like it's a cigarette. You need your nicotine hit.
It's not for a Nick fit. It's
Right.
for relaxing and chilling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
you're pulling ICE out of Minnesota. You're not doing mass deportations like you said. He goes. He told all the Republicans to stop talking about mass deportations. Strike one.
Oh my God.
Now he's, of course, what? Increasing visas for farm workers.
Whoa.
He's bringing in more.
Time out 1 second here.
Mm-hmm.
Time out 1 second. I was,
Elijah Schaefer stabbing me in the back.
yeah. Okay. So I think we're gonna be watching Afroman tonight.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Tater and salad.
Uh-huh.
Give it the horn.
Send you a PayPal.
Yeah, thank you very, very much, Tater and Salad. I just saw that he just sent me on PayPal $200.
Oh, well. Go.
So I am calling it. Go.
There we go.
Yeah, we're gonna be watching Afroman after we're done here. We're definitely gonna be covering Afroman. Well done, Tater. Well done, Tater and Salad. Thank you very much, my brother. Wow. That was very, very generous of you. Thank you. I'm going to give you another horn just because.
Yeah.
Just because.
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Really makes you want to keep going with these shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really does. It's
Yeah.
like, man, people really love me. So.
Indeed. Wait, are you saying you? I'm glad you appreciate how funny that was. Yeah, okay.
More third world migrants and creating deals with India? If Costco isn't already crowded enough with all the
He's making a deal with India where we're cutting tariffs. Like, I don't know what you're talking about here. All right. Anyway, so he basically, he's been proclaiming today that MAGA is that. I didn't listen to this video yet. And frankly,
any grown man.
I
that
made it
sucks on a
2.5
cigar like
minutes.
that.
I made it 2.5 minutes in, and I don't know if he declares it officially in this. Oh, yeah. Well, this is where he had written it, I guess. He wrote, MAGA is dead. Mark Levin is a traitor. Ben Shapiro doesn't speak for us. The movement is over. Never Vance, never Rubio. America first. Okay. All right.
Okay.
The only thing I agree with in this thing is the last two words here.
Yeah. America first.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say Ben Shapiro speaks for us. I agree that Ben Shapiro doesn't speak for us. That
I don't
agree
like
with.
Ben Shapiro. I think he's a neocon. I think he's
I agree with you. That look, and I want to just go on record and say that that's true. I think both Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro are neocons. I don't think that they are the heart of MAGA.
No,
Okay?
they never have been. They were never Trumpers,
Right.
100%. And then also no Marco Rubio. I agree with that. I don't like Marco Rubio. I see he's trying to like rehab his reputation and sort of lean into being MAGA, but he's not. I don't want a future of Marco Rubio. But other than that, yeah. Also, Elijah Schaefer, you don't speak for MAGA, and you don't speak for a whole swath of American people. You're a degen. Sorry, I
You're a what?
take a
What'd you
degen,
call
a
it?
degenerate.
Oh,
Yeah,
never heard that.
I don't take your word as the American people. You fled America. You went to Australia, and then you
Seriously.
decided to come back for the grift.
Yeah. So I what he said, that was spot. That might have been the best thing you've ever said.
Thank you.
Really, it might have been. It just might have been. No, I totally agree with you. He doesn't speak for me. I don't think any of these people speak for me.
No,
I speak for me.
exactly.
I speak for me. That's it. I speak for me. I don't profess to speak for, and I don't profess to speak for anyone else outside of, like, my offspring who are
Yeah.
still living under my roof. The ones who get out, fly out from under my roof. I don't speak for you anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't. This whole thing, as far as who speaks for us, is the most anti-MAGA thing imaginable. I mean, it's the exact opposite of what MAGA is about: making America great and freedom of speech. Like, it's like not being a follower, believing in American exceptionalism.
Well,
Now, obviously, there are going to be some people who are more charismatic and more leadership, and obviously, Trump is the founder of MAGA. You can't. It's ridiculous to argue with that notion. But I don't agree with everything that Trump says. I don't agree with anything that Trump says. I'm certainly not going to consider someone else a spokesman on my behalf. I'm not a spokesman for MAGA. I'm not a spokesman for Jews. I'm a spokesman for me.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I just don't get these grifters. I really don't. Like, maybe him fleeing to Australia did make America great again. Who knows? Because
this is a common mistake that you're making here, Martin. He's not MAGA. MAGA goes far beyond Trump. That's that was the greatness of MAGA. It goes far beyond Trump.
Then what's going to be your?
What are you saying 5 years from now? MAGA's dead in 5 years from now?
When Trump can no longer run again, Trump's decided to leave politics. He's just sort of a guy, a figurehead that picks and chooses winners and losers.
Trump is the most unifying factor of MAGA. That I will agree with. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the one who people rally around. He's the most inspirational. And whether MAGA can survive in a post-Trump era it will be an interesting question to see.
But see, he didn't create the MAGA movement. The MAGA movement started for years and years ago. Like, he recoined the phrase MAGA, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he branded it. I think that's.
But like, you can't be, just because he's a figurehead. Like, being the figurehead of a movement or an idea does not mean, once you stop representing that movement as the figurehead because you leave, age out, die, whatever, the idea still has to persist. The idea still has to move forward. The idea is the chat here. It's you, it's me, it's whoever has that set of beliefs. So
yeah,
that
I had a guy on who thought of himself a liberal. What was his name? Adam Kriegler. You know Adam Kriegler?
Oh yeah, I can't stand that guy.
All right. Well, anyhow, I had him on here like 3 years ago, and he fancies himself a liberal. And by the time I was done with him, I was like, I asked him if he's a MAGA, if he's MAGA. So he asked me what MAGA was. So I said, MAGA is a belief that America is the greatest country and that we need to defend her at all costs. MAGA is a belief that in accountability and in fairness for everyone, an opportunity, but definitely not an outcome. And a recognition that, hey, outcome's sometimes going to suck for some people. And we may, of our own volition, try to help them out, but that's not the role of our government. MAGA's a belief in the right to bear arms. MAGA's a belief in the Bill of Rights and strong state governments in lieu of federal governance. MAGA, and I start just listing off things as to, like, this is what MAGA is. MAGA is not Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And I don't think that he has a power to confer MAGA onto an individual, no matter who that individual is. Now, he's well positioned to deign an heir apparent.
Sure, of course.
He's very well positioned for that, and say who he thinks should. When he says this person should have influence in MAGA, that's going to carry a lot of weight.
Well, let me ask you this though: if the movement has to be a thing, and it is a thing, then what happens when Trump doesn't continue keeping up with that system of values, that values,
right?
Those values. What
so
happens there?
Part of those values that people will say is avoiding foreign interventionism. That's what an Elijah Schaffer will say to you, right? and they'll say it's also about keeping a restricted budget, which I agree with. I agree with that, and to that extent, Trump has always been terrible at that. He's
Yeah.
never been good at having a restricted budget
Well, my question is though, like if he
in his personal life
doesn't-
or politics, right?
if he
I mean,
doesn't follow those values anymore, that doesn't mean MAGA's dead, because MAGA is the people, is the movement at that point.
right.
So
Well, I'm very curious about checking whether this was really slid under my door. Very, very curious. But I'm going to talk about a bunch of other people who are claiming that MAGA is dead. So we're going to get to that in just a moment. All right. Watch Afroman trial. The Lisa video was cray. We got this. Send to PayPal. I'm really loving Sin Days with good logic. You guys crack me up. A welcome midweek reprieve. Great. Keep up the great work. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's very cool. Very cool. Kimmy's saying MAGA is not dead. I think it's wounded. Many indies and disaffected liberals have abandoned ship. We need them back for midterms. Neocons are trying to infiltrate and destroy.
They always have been, though, from the beginning. You still have those never Trumpers that have snaked their way in, and somehow we've just allowed them to stay there, and we've allowed them to continue to influence and do whatever they're doing behind the scenes. You know, the Lindsey Graham types, and
wherever there's power, there are hangers on.
Yeah.
Who will try to latch on to that power and suck from the teat of that power and use it to fortify themselves. And that's what and if that's your nature, you're likely to end up in Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, think about why someone goes to Washington is because they care about having power or being around powerful people. There's an envy of people who have power, and they're continually jostling for their own power. So yeah, every once in a while you might have an idealistic dreamer who walks in there, and even they all too often get very quickly corrupted once they end up in that den of snakes. But that's what DC is. It's basically people jostling for power. See, he's going to be, whoever is there is going to be surrounded by people who smell his power, and whoever's in charge. When Biden was in charge, there were people who, gathered around him. When Obama was in charge, whoever's in charge, there are people gathered around him. And you hope that your chosen leader is able to pick the good from the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing from these folks over here is they think that he did a poor job of that he failed to do that.
Sure. Okay. I mean, we've called balls and strikes with Trump and his picks over the past several months that I've been here. He's just not going to be perfect. But that's still, like, my point is, like, what are you going to do when he leaves? If MAGA's dead while he's here, what's going to happen to it when he leaves?
This is you're asking great questions. I think a lot of what happens with MAGA, the key factors as to what happens with MAGA is so dependent on how the course of human events unfolds over the next 3 years.
Agreed.
The success of this administration versus its failure. If we're hit with some sort of calamity on his way out, that could be if there's some sort of terrible scandals that happen. There's a lot of things that can, and who's able to, and who rises up, and how good do they look? How happy are people with JD Vance and Marco Rubio 2 years from now?
Yeah.
And this is something that only God and his prophets could possibly tell you. But God, his prophets, and apparently Elijah Schaffer.
Jesus, what a clown.
Elijah Schaffer too. He's got it. He's got it all figured out. Oh, there's another person, Carrie Prejean Bowler.
Wait, who?
I don't know. She's apparently a former beauty contestant who's got like 125,000 followers.
Great.
And she, fancies herself. How does she call herself? What does she call herself? This is her. I guess she's just Carrie. She doesn't give us much in her bio.
That's also a great start.
But she's got 150,000 followers here, and here's her on Piers Morgan.
Oh, good.
But she's supposedly a right-wing influencer.
Many people share your misgivings about this. Notwithstanding that, the polling still shows pretty strong support amongst the MAGA base for Trump and this attack. So how do you explain that?
No, I do not believe that one bit. I talk to MAGA people all day long, every day. And the everyday average American is absolutely against this war. And they know that the only reason why we are even in Iran right now is because of Israel. We see Benjamin Netanyahu coming to our country more than any other foreign government, any other.
Man, you could have just said nation.
Yeah, he apparently he is a foreign government.
Foreign nation. He's been here almost 8 times. This is embarrassing. We are the United States of America. Why are we allowing a foreign country to occupy our government?
Oh,
what,
ma'am?
This is
practice your rant if you're going to be like this.
Seriously.
Either be good at it off the rip, like be able to freestyle a rant, or just practice your rant. Like you got to be quick and snappy. Yeah.
You have to know this moment's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So script it.
Yeah, do something. At least get outline a skeleton of it. You know, some talking points.
You know what you're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
You know, maybe run through it once or twice in a mirror.
Look, I mean, I don't like.
That's what I do every show. People, you don't realize how much prep goes into this show.
He writes the entire show.
I write the entire show and do a dry run of it 3 times
before we ever go live. Yeah, that's normally why he's late.
Right. So that's invariably why I'm late. And so you can tell. But that's why the rants are able to come so fluidly. I couldn't just do that.
No, I'm not happy. I don't want to go to war with Iran. Like I don't like it whatsoever. But I don't
want to either. I want us out of there. I'm like, why can't we just leave Israel? Tell Israel you go finish us up.
Yeah. So I see it like this. I can be disappointed with Trump and still be MAGA. I think.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is what you see, because you're a well-adjusted individual.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah.
But apparently, no. She's got to tell you, MAGA's dead.
And now we see I was removed from a religious liberty commission because I dared to speak out against Israel. It's no longer a conspiracy, Pierce. What Israel wants, Israel gets, and we're witnessing that. And I'm telling you right now, MAGA is dead, and we will not vote for one more politician who lies to us and says, oh, we're going to drain the swamp and we're going to not get involved in foreign wars. Trump has betrayed our country and he has betrayed MAGA, and people are livid.
I mean, what is fascinating is to see how split the
She's got to nod like a lot of times afterwards.
In America, in a
the
way,
whole bobblehead thing. So I really mean it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyhow, so that's Carrie Prejean Bowler. That's yeah. This is why we say you were going to say something about women.
No, wait, what? No, that's you. You're the misogynist on the chat. Okay.
I'm not at all misogynist.
Okay.
No, I have the utmost respect for women.
Okay.
I think men and women have different roles and functions.
Agreed. Why are you putting in the private chat? I think they should all be making sandwiches. What's that all about? I respect it when they're making sandwiches. More sandwiches. Less Pierce Morgan. Stop writing all that.
Well done. Well done. Yeah. There was a whatchamacallit? There was a I used to have openings that I worked on beforehand.
Did you really?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I would start every show with a new opening.
Okay.
Usually, and it was you want to see one of my openings? It's been like years, and I still have them sitting in the background here as far as like something I can just pull up anytime. But here,
the following program recognizes the women's voices in our society. It goes without saying that women contribute invaluable ideas and perspectives that benefit us all. No persons or groups should mistake a thumbnail depicting on Amber Heard's mouth labeled up as an affront to women or any statement other than a call to stop one person from defaming another. We are all on the same page about women's rights. Let's all relax. Not twist this into a display of misogyny. Please just put away the pitchforks and torches. Go back to the kitchen. And make me a sandwich. Thank you. Thank you.
So there you go. You got muted, I think.
Yeah.
That was a typical opening that I had back in the day.
Good job.
So thank you. Thank you. When you said make me a sandwich, that was yeah, so we were talking though about this Carrie Prejean Bowler woman.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts?
She's one of the type of people that I would like to see who's funding her operation. Like where is she getting her funding to support her shows that got her to this position? Because as you know and I know, you can be talented at this, you can be intelligent, you can have all the right talking points, and you're not growing as fast as somebody like that is. You know what I mean?
I do think that part of it is pretty privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's a little part of it.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely pretty privileged. But I'm saying, who looked at her and said, "Hey, I like the cut of your jib. Let me start funding you and get you on this path to where all of a sudden you're on Piers Morgan talking about MAGA is dead." And it seems to me like a coordinated attack with all these people just happening.
Yes,
that's my point.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that. I don't know that her rise. I don't know that her rise to.
Well, that's where I would start.
Came from that, but I definitely feel as if it feels like it's a coordinated attack, and she doesn't speak for everyone. I want to be clear about that. As Gina Milan here says, Carrie Prejean says she talked to every Trump supporter and the MAGA is dead. Apparently, she personally spoke to tens of millions of people across the country and conducted the largest political survey in American history. She's effing bat crap crazy. Yeah, and I agree that she is, and I think that there's a coordinated effort. I don't know that there isn't some organic level to it. I think that it could be that people are motivated because they see the money behind attacking MAGA. There's the popularity, the clicks, there's fame. It's like that's part of the reason I think people are motivated to run out there screaming, MAGA's dead, MAGA's dead, MAGA's dead.
So you think these people are trying to do like some concentrated MAGA, ultra MAGA? We're more MAGA than MAGA.
Yes.
Dead.
Yes. We're America first, which is better than MAGA or something. That's why you have idiots like this, who's saying Trump just said $100 barrel is a very small price to pay for world peace, and then calls anyone disagrees with him in the war a fool. MAGA is dead. I'm out. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of people here are basically running, and they have to be the first ones to declare MAGA dead. Like, why? If you even thought that there's a problem with MAGA, you and I recognize there's a problem with MAGA.
Yeah.
Why would you? Why would you be? It's almost like they're dancing on the grave of MAGA. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're the first ones here. What the hell's wrong with you?
Because the movement may be co-opted by people who have bad intentions or insert whatever reason, whatever nefarious issue they have. But that doesn't make the movement dead. The core beliefs of the movement are still there. And if your leaders aren't giving you those beliefs, well, then you need to change those leaders. You don't just go, well, the movement's dead. Oh, it's dead now, guys. Move on. MAGA now with more anti-Zionism.
Because
like
yes, yeah, exactly.
Ultra MAGA, more anti-Zionism.
More, yes. And you know what we mean by that.
Wink. MAGA, now we ask more questions.
and we provide the final solution.
MAGA, now your final solution. We keep the trains running.
That's the alternative MAGA. MAGA. We keep the trains running.
Yeah.
And have the final solution. This is it. It's like I don't understand. I just don't. I do understand. What I'm saying is, I think they're jockeying to be recognized as the progenitors of alternative MAGA, and calling themselves, real MAGA. That's what I see coming. I see coming a movement for real MAGA.
I mean,
real MAGA is going to keep the trains running and talk about it's the Jews and really fixating about how Bibi Netanyahu has destroyed this country and Israel has, and anyone who's Jewish probably has dual loyalties and things of that nature.
I mean, Netanyahu being able to play such a big part in our politics,
I don't like that either.
Is a problem, you know. Like, and we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, but my point is, I think that they sort of look at Trump as if he's some idiot. Like you have to be starting with the preface that he's a moron, and that he doesn't understand that, hey, maybe Bibi's motives are not always aligned with me. If he tells me something, I should probably be double checking. You know that, but no, whatever he tells me, I'm a sucker for it. I'm going to fall for it. That's what people are basically assuming that Trump is. And which is kind of retarded. Here's Fuentes also screaming, the MAGA movement is dead.
First of all, I kind of hate how he talks with his hands so much.
To the Iraq war and the entire conceit of this MAGA movement of President Trump, the whole reason we're doing this.
The whole reason we're doing this.
Nominally.
This was supposed to be in opposition to the Iraq war and to the legacy of the Iraq war. And
so anyhow, this is I don't need to hear any more from that loon.
You sure?
Yeah, I actually I just saw Nuremberg yesterday, so I feel like
you know, I can watch Schindler's List at home.
I really did. I really did watch Nuremberg. One of my fans, Jade Schwalbach, who's a regular in here, he was pleading with me to watch Nuremberg. Like he sent me like chat after chat
to watch Nuremberg,
telling me to watch Nuremberg. So I was like, all right, I can watch Nuremberg.
It's to me it's weird. You can say like, all right, maybe this is a little meta or whatever, but gas prices go up, people get mad, and gas prices have gone up, boom, overnight, and people are pissy, and people are now going, well, because my gas prices are up, MAGA's dead. And I don't know anybody that agrees with like going to war in Iran at this point. I mean, call me crazy, but what are we oh my godding?
I was just thinking, I don't know that I put a post in locals tonight.
Why'd you not do that? What are you doing?
I don't know what the hell's wrong.
We're not even streaming to locals right now.
No, I never. No. Oh my god. I don't know how that happened. I knew something was wrong.
Wow, MAGA is dead, chat. Can you believe this?
Oh, I feel terrible. I feel really, really terrible. I am so sorry. All right. I feel awful. That was terrible. How humiliating. All right. Well, anyhow.
National security of gas prices gone down yet? That's the most important thing in my life. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with the gas price thing. All of my friends have been complaining about gas prices like immediately when they started going up. And I know people get antsy about that, but that's a problem Trump's gonna have to work out. That's one of the biggest I'm sorry, but that's one of the biggest issues that he has. Like gas prices. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It literally affects everything. It's the first domino in everything you do on a daily basis.
And he knows that. And he knows that.
Going up.
He's talked about that a lot before the war. He's talked about how everything starts with oil prices. And he actually was relaxing issues with Venezuela and to get oil in here.
Yeah. But for him to say that $100 a barrel $100 a barrel is a cheap price to pay for world peace. Like
he didn't say that. He didn't say that, did he?
I could have swore it's what you said on the.
That was how it was reframed by this. This
okay, well, what was his actual tweet then? Let me see.
What he wrote here was short-term oil prices, which will drop rapidly when the destruction of the Iran nuclear. This he wrote on March 8th.
Oh,
is over is a very small price to pay for USA and world safety and peace. Only fools would think differently. So, he wasn't saying $100 a barrel.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
he's like, if gas goes up for a few weeks in order to have world peace, and let's face it, he is correct in what he's saying there.
Okay,
like we had gas prices that were double what they are now, or 1.5 times what they are now during the worst of Biden. You survived it.
Yeah,
And
since Biden, I just don't look at the pump. I really just, when I go fill up my tank, I just put my credit card in and then I walk away. I'm just feeling shame. I don't know what goes in there. I don't budget for it. I just walk away feeling dirty and shameful. I don't care how much it is at this point. It hurts. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, it's pretty kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But you sort of just like you accept it. And I understand that for people who are living, really on a very tight budget, it is it's a crazy serious issue. And there's a lot, and unfortunately, there's a lot of people who are living like that. And I certainly wouldn't mock their pain. I'm simply saying that the realistic situation is he's right. If in fact you're actually getting world peace out of it, that is relatively a short. It's an investment in like your kid's future, your future and your kid's future.
Yeah, let me put it like this. Like, I don't care about bombing Iran and going in there and taking out the leaders and doing that sort of stuff. What I care about is if we do somehow end up in another Afghanistan situation.
100%.
I just don't want that. I watched tons of friends and tons of family be stuck in a war their entire formative years. Because they were in the military, and that's just what they were doing day in and day out. And it's just I just don't want to do it. So,
and then we got this clown. I don't even know. I've never heard of this guy until today. But I saw this tweet and I was like, I put this aside. Now that MAGA is officially dead, I'm starting a list of America First candidates for president in 2028. One of these names needs to be the Republican nominee. Yeah, good luck with that. It's like your head is buried so deep up your ass. Thomas Massey, Tucker Carlson, Rand Paul, Joe Kent.
Wow.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Really?
Like, how stupid are you? How much of an airhead are you? This person,
None of these guys.
He's got 12,000. He's got 12,000 followers. Like what a retarded list. This is
none of these guys have a chance. On
Marjorie Taylor Greene
on the world, like the national stage of politics. None of these people have a chance.
It's like how deep up your own sphincter do you have to have your cranium cramped to actually think that this is a viable list? Sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These are folks who are going to win. That's a winning ticket right there. All right. Now that I broke down for you all the negatives about how MAGA is dead.
Yeah.
I want to get to some super chats.
Of course. And then
I'm going to tell you the counter. I'm going to share with you the counter.
Good news.
The counter to this claim that MAGA is dead.
Okay.
All right. So Kimberly Campbell over here has been sitting here for a while. I feel bad. Eliminating Ayatollah is America first. Correct. It's actually the world first, and I don't understand why people can't see that. Sorry, Joe, YouTube censorship. No, you were fine. Yes, I think that's why we had to the spaces between eliminating. And yeah, no, you did great there. And I agree with what she's saying here 100%. It is the world first. I want to share something else. I've been feeling it on X a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's an interesting thing. I was pretty I'm not talking about for 2 years the conflict between Israel and Gaza. I'm like, I just want to stay out of it. I want to stay out of it. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. Now we have this Iran America thing. I can't stay out of this one. I sort of and I got so angry when I read a tweet from someone today who basically was responding to something I said and saying, I used to follow Joe and I was worried that he was motivated by something. But now I see now that he's still standing behind Trump, even though this war is obviously all because of we're fighting to protect Israel. I see that he's just like the rest of them. I was like, this really pisses the hell out. The reason that pissed the hell out of me is because, and I snapped back at him and I'm just like, oh, so you're basically saying because I'm Jewish, I have two choices.
Yes.
And only two choices.
Yes, exactly.
Either I can take your side or I'm a traitor. That's basically, I'm a traitor because it's my Jewish faith, which basically saying, oh, I'm a traitor to America. And the reason I disagree with you is because I'm Jewish. That's what's baked into that argument. And I was like, go to hell. This is the same crap like Democrats saying, if you don't vote for us, you ain't black. Yeah. Like, oh, because you decided that this is a war for Israel. I've been standing here supporting Donald Trump for God knows how long before I ever set foot into Twitter. Before it was X, when it was Twitter, when I first came in there, I was supporting Trump for years before that, and raving about his, in particular, his international policies. And someone's got the audacity to tell me that the reason I'm standing behind him now is because this is Israel's war and because you're Jewish. I was like, go to hell. Who the hell do you think you are? So I have no choice. I either have to turn on Trump or I'm a traitor and I'm supporting Trump because I'm Jewish. I was just like, you suck. Like, I don't need you. If that's your perspective, seriously, go away. I don't care. I don't need you. I'm not sitting here with your stupid double standards that I cannot have an alternative opinion from you without you assuming that it's rooted in my DNA or the the cut of my sausage. It's like, oh, because of that, that's why. That's the only reason why. Because you come to your stupid closed perspective that this has to be the reason. It's got to be about Israel. It's got to be because Bibi tricked him and Trump is an idiot and he's duped into this war and he's been bribed by Jewish money and all this other stupidity that you just assume as being truthful. I come out and I say, you know what? It's possible it had a factor on him. I also know it's possible that Muslim money can have a great deal. There's a lot of freaking oil money that can be having a factor on the messaging you're hearing here. It's also, I can say, hey, this is a guy who was really, really good at knowing how to handle international affairs. And better than any president we ever had. And that's a pretty long history. So if he's telling us that this is what we need to do in this situation, for me to say, I trust him, I'm going to give him a short leash, which is what I said I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him a short leash to go in here. And you want to say that's showing my dual loyalty? Go to hell. Just jump in the lake. I don't need you. You want to turn your back on me because of that and say, oh, he's one of the bad ones, or I always knew. You're not saying anything about me. All you're doing is you're saying something about yourself. You can just ship off. Seriously. Like, I have to dance for you. I have to dance for you because otherwise I'm worried that you're going to say, oh, he's a Jewish traitor. Go to hell. Screw you. It's people that get me so ticked off.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You would have helped the trains run on time if, you know.
You have no idea what an awkward position I just left him in when I was going through that whole thing. He was in a very awkward position, really, really awkward.
So many jokes.
And he was... It was a very awkward position there. Like, this is one of the reasons he doesn't put his camera on, because his face would have been like bright red, and he would
beat red.
Yeah,
just beat red. Exactly. Oh man.
Marco and JD are the Nightwings to Trump's Batman. I'm going to jump ahead on the line here and give you a sound the alarm for guys. She doesn't look old enough. This talking about Carrie preaching bowler. She doesn't look even old enough to remember Reagan's praying mantis. April 1988. Of course she doesn't. Destroyed half of Iran's operational navy. Operation Nimble Archer, October 1987. U.S. Navy destroyers shelled Iranian oil platforms in the Persian Gulf in response to Iranian attacks on shipping. Of course she doesn't remember anything like that. Are you kidding me? But she would tell you, she's like, well, I read about it in history, and I'll tell you that was another war for, like, you know, that the Jews tricked us into. That's what they would say. That every war in the Middle East is because Israel tricked us into it. Yeah, at a certain point, yeah, it is your derangement.
I mean, the fact that we're taking out their nuclear weapons is going to make a more peaceful, united. That's one less enemy that we have to worry about launching nukes at any given time or doing anything crazy wild. That's just a piece off the board that the next president down the line doesn't have to worry about. They just don't have to care about it.
You want to know the best explanation I saw?
Yeah, of course.
It'll take me a second to find it. I'm gonna try and pull up. Let me run through the super chats first, because I feel like some of them have been out there like 20 minutes or so I feel bad. Carries an opportunist, team of Megyn Kelly. That's well said. Trump is the best marketer of all time. Who else could have convinced Lindsey Graham and all the neocons to both support regime change in Iran? I see what you did there. I see what you did. I see what you did, John. I got you. This Israel crap is nuts. What is not said is probably more important than what is. It's more about British power on the economy, and they have MI6. Could be. Richard Parker dropping 10 for Lady Logic's birthday fund. Thank you so much. It is her birthday. Still for another 45 minutes. And I'll tell you right now, you know what I did for her birthday? Nothing. Yeah, it's true.
Reasons just cause.
I said to her yesterday, before I went live yesterday, I was like, so would you like to go out for your birthday tomorrow? Or should we celebrate your Hebrew birthday? Because there's a lunar calendar, a solar calendar, which when she was born, the lunar and solar calendar were lined up like this, and they those days sort of come vacillate back and forth. So a few days off. So it happens her Hebrew birthday is the lunar calendar birthday is next week.
Yeah.
So I said, the reason I'm asking you now is because if you want to celebrate your, if you want me to go out tomorrow, I'm going to tell my audience I'm not streaming tomorrow, So she's like, probably we'll do because I have my sons who were coming back from school over the weekend, and she doesn't like leaving my daughter alone. She could stay home alone, but she feels like guilty doing that. It's like we're sort of abandoning her, ditching her alone in the house. But if I'm ditching 3 kids in the house, that's different than ditching 1 kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she was like, let's do it next week. So I ended up not doing anything at all. But and that's now I'll be able to have the money for the birthday fund. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Maybe grow a brain before you flabber your gastads in public, you empty blonde skin. Barris has the numbers. There will be a reckoning in November. Democrats will have unbridled power for a decade. At least we got all countries on Wes Clark's list. John. It is March. It's March. It's just March. It's not even July, August. It's March. I've said, and I will continue to say, he needs to be out of Iran. And those numbers that Barris has will change very dramatically if the economy is flourishing in October. All that matters is the economy. That's what matters. Always. That's what matters. So what we see in March, no one's going to remember when it comes time to elect 6 months from now, 7 months from now. That's just the reality. It's a historical reality. And if you ask Rich Barris that, he'll tell you that. What he's telling you is accurate. I happen to like Rich a lot. I respect Rich a lot. He's great. I'm not questioning his findings, what he has so far. And what he's telling you is it's trending in a terrible direction. And I would agree with that. Definitely. You have to be blind not to realize it's trending in a terrible direction. That doesn't mean MAGA is dead. And it doesn't mean that they're going to have unbridled power for a decade. I think that's crazy alarmism. But yeah, I think that it could be bad. It could be bad. And we'll see what happens in 28. I pray boomers live long enough to see the world they've left their children when the generation under them who joined the coalition feels betrayed. You're saying they feel betrayed. I'm telling you, there's plenty of time. There's plenty of time. And a midterm election is not the end of his administration.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Ultimately, how this administration plays out has very significant impact. I agree with you on that. But when people are screaming, I think people are looking to grab headlines. This is one of the things, John, and I know I'm talking to you respectfully, John, because I know you're a smart guy, okay? But ask yourself this, because I know you're intelligent. Do you not think that sometimes people are looking to sell a story in March? So they're going to tell you what is actually true to the extent that they can, if they're a good faith actor. If they're a bad faith actor, then they're going to tell you whatever they think you're going to react to most emotionally. But if they're a good faith actor, like Rich Barris, for example, so they're gonna tell it to you based on where things are at today and how that looks going forward. And they're going to be as alarmist as possible because that's why you're watching in March, right? And that's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna sort of like, lean into like how grave this can potentially be. But you have to sort of like dial back and just sort of think to yourself. No one knew in March of 2020, in the beginning of March 2020, what was going to happen 2 weeks later that would change the world forever. There's a lot of things that can unfold.
Yeah.
So Trump, I agree with you. He needs to right the ship. And he's part of that righting the ship is getting out of Iran, getting oil prices back down, and have our economy flourishing. I don't know if he needs to be doing all of that. I mean, he definitely needs to be the hell out of Iran by the summer. I want to see him out of there next month. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him there come into June. Okay. I'm on the same page as you. I don't like us being in Iran. We're not technically in Iran. We don't have boots on the ground. I pray we never do see boots on the ground. But it's like the alarmism as far as like how this is a crazy, this is MAGA's dead that you see people screaming today is people, I think that they're very bad faith actors. In fact, I think they're very, very bad faith actors. I think they're trying to jump in front and tell you need to start following us. Ignore Trump and start following us. That's what they're trying to do. That's why they're doing it. They're telling you, start following us. We are the important ones. I'm gonna put this aside for now and come back to this. I'm gonna go through like the good news on all this before. I don't have to pay for gas. My company pays for it. Nice. Sweet. Oh my God, my gas prices went up 20 cents. What to do? It went up more than 20 cents. But Joe, I try to help out today. The minute after you called each center, I called in and then told them that the Joe guy who just called in is not leaving a cult and that you're a good guy. Thank you, JH.
Yeah, I called them immediately and asked them for their sizes and jumpsuits.
Yes. Sweet.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Kimberly saying, MTG, Mass Tuck Carlson, all paid by Qatar. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. You have to question because it does seem like they're very core. All of them coming out at the same time. MAGA's dead, MAGA's dead, MAGA's dead, MAGA's dead. And at the same time, Joe Kent, we're going to talk about this. Joe Kent announces his resignation. And all of a sudden, he's booked everywhere. He's booked everywhere. Everyone's like to come out there and say, MAGA's dead, MAGA's dead. And we're going to look into like some of the ridiculousness of his positions also. Because I want to break this down for you in a way that you appreciate just how this feels like it's a coordinated attack on Trump and MAGA. And I do think that there's an agenda behind it. And the agenda behind it, I think, is that they're all jockeying to basically be at the forefront of an alternative type of MAGA. That's what we're seeing coming. We're seeing an alternative type of MAGA unfolding here, which is more about like, is under the rubric of non-interventionism is going to be very strongly anti-Israel.
So do you think they're spinning the wheels up for 2028, or do you think they're going to try to make some sort of run in the fall?
Oh, there's no run in the fall. There's no run in the fall.
I'm saying, well, I mean, we've got midterms in the fall.
Yeah, but then they're just going to look to skunk the midterms.
Gotcha.
At this, and this is what I'm saying is, while they're saying they want to make America great, they are relishing American failure. This is what makes them very bad faith actors, because they are relishing American struggle. And if you actually really care about America, if that was really what their agenda was, they would not be happy about MAGA being dead. And there is that tone. There's a tone of, yes, let's celebrate the death of MAGA and evolve into something better than MAGA, because Trump betrayed us. And now it's like we're going to have our righteous indignation and come on out there and form a stronger alternative, real MAGA, real America first, or whatever it is that they're going to call it. And what I'm saying is there's a celebration that they seem to be putting into this entire thing, where they're saying Americans are suffering and they seem pleased about it, much the same way as Democrats were pleased to run that death toll for COVID. Much as they're pleased to see, struggles in the economy and talk about how, all these people are unemployed and prices, and talk about all the stuff that was happening during COVID that they were gleefully reporting and saying, oh, isn't it so tragic? Isn't it so tragic? So that's the same type of vibe I'm getting from these clowns who are screaming, MAGA's dead, MAGA's dead, MAGA's dead. So I'm with Kimmy. I'm with Sin over here, where I'm just like, do I recognize that MAGA is struggling right now? Of course I do.
Yeah.
Of course I do. Of course it's struggling. Yeah, we're in the middle of freaking, we're on the cusp of a war. I don't know, you can call it a war, a bludgeoning. You want to call it a war between the hammer and the nail that we're examining here between America and Iran, beating on Iran. American Israel beating on Iran, so you can call it a war, but it's much more. I recognize it's more of a war than the drone strikes that Obama did. It's not nearly the same war as what happened in Iraq. So I don't know what you call this, but these hostilities that are happening there, whatever it is, I certainly want us extricated from it come June. I'm with you on that. And I recognize we're struggling. What I'm saying is these folks here who are trying to come forward as if they're the answer, they're the voice of truth, they are sitting here celebrating America's struggle. They are not good faith actors. Because if they were, they would be, if you really believe MAGA is dead, you would be sad about it.
Yeah. And it's been the rallying cry since 2016.
You would be really, really sad about it. You wouldn't be sitting there like, MAGA's dead. Like, you would, if you actually cared about America and you were a supporter of MAGA and you thought that it was, a complete betrayal, there might be some feeling of anger, but you would genuinely inside be sad about it. And when you hear these terrible things, you would be sad about it.
Yeah.
But that's not the vibe I get.
They seem gleeful about it. They seem
Why are you gleeful? Why would you possibly be gleeful? Yeah. Why would you be smarmy about it, Dave Smith? Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, because now if MAGA is dead, just because the president, the leader of MAGA, isn't holding to what you believe are the
we're effed.
Yeah, we're screwed. We're done.
All effed.
Because you're now starting from the ground up with a movement that believes the same thing that MAGA believes. It's not going exactly your way right now. Newsflash, people. The world happens. I don't know if you get that, right? But the world happens. The Ayatollah can still do things, or could have still done things when everything kicked off. Like, there's still other world leaders that can change the direction of America or the president's decision or anything that happens on a daily basis. You never know. So
100%.
Just because he had to make a move at that time and he made a move that you didn't like, I get it. I understand. I don't have to be happy with it. But that doesn't mean that the movement is now dead. Like, it's disgusting.
Maybe you say, you know what? The movement needs a better leader than Trump. Yeah. That's what you would say. Yeah. You wouldn't say MAGA is dead. You would say MAGA needs a more MAGA voice than Trump has.
Yeah.
That's what you would be saying. You wouldn't be screaming, yay, MAGA is dead. You would just, but why would you frame it as MAGA is dead? You would simply say MAGA needs a new leader.
Yeah. I mean, life still happens no matter what. And these people, they seem to not understand that. They don't seem to understand. At any point in time, you can be going to work and get a flat tire. Yeah. What happens? Your car's dead? Now your car's dead.
Exactly. Well,
throw the car out.
There you go. Just roll it on into the lake.
Yeah. Oh, a light bulb went out in my house. Burn it down, boys. The house is dead, everyone.
Start it all over. What are we gonna do?
It's insane to me. I don't get these people. Well, I do. They're grifters. There's big money in it. There's big money in it.
Huge money.
If I did a channel, if I really owned my show when I did the solo sin streams, right? I talked politics and I went the Elijah Schaffer way. Do you imagine the super chats that would roll in?
Yeah.
Just saying the things that people want me to say.
Exactly.
Whether I believe them or not.
Right.
Jesus, man.
So
there you go.
I think we need to recognize how the internets have ruined people's perception of reality. It's been 16 damn days. Real life and foreign relations don't move at social media speed. This is true.
Yeah, I didn't even realize
100% true. It feels like it's been 6 months, right? That we've been in Iran.
When I saw that super chat come in, I was like, wow, it's barely been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Joe. You know the Jewish people are the smartest people in the world, the greatest magician. They could trick anyone. Yeah, obviously.
Well,
obviously,
greatest magicians for sure, but
wizards. I took this guy into working for me for free.
It's called conned, not taught.
Palestine started all conflicts when given a two-state solution in 1946. Conflict lasted from 1946-47. Palestinian militants who ever defeat just keep starting fights and losing, all the while playing the victim. You know, I actually have a clip. I wasn't going to do this because this is a little bit of a side thing here, but I have a clip that I was like, I don't know where I could ever stick this into something in the middle of nowhere. But this is something that I remembered being the history. You want to know who was most bothered by this, more bothered by this, but what he's talking about here, as far as this Palestinian conflict, than anyone who's the most aggravated, frustrated with it in the world? It's actually Bill Clinton. I'm not making a joke. I know you think I'm making a joke. I'm not. Bill Clinton decided to invest his legacy in following up on what Carter did. Carter did what I'm talking about as far as bringing peace in the Middle East. It was his dream to bring peace in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And he's going to mention a name here that everyone hates, and that name is Ehud Barak. But he tells you about the efforts that he made to try and bring peace in the Middle East when he was negotiating with Yasser Arafat, when he was president. And there's 2 minutes of him breaking down as to just how completely disinterested in actual peace Palestinians are. That this has never been about peace. This has purely been about a willful desire to destroy the state of Israel altogether. And if that's not what's happening, then they don't want a state. They only want a state if it's the entire state of Israel. That's all they want. And that's what he learned the hard way when he saw how Yasser Arafat dealt with him in negotiations. Here he is explaining it.
And the only time Yasser Arafat didn't tell me the truth was when he promised me he was going to accept the peace deal that we had worked out, which would have given the Palestinians a state on 96% of the West Bank and 4% of Israel, and they got to choose where the 4% of Israel was.
Any part of Israel you want, you get 4% of it.
So they would have the effect of the same land of all the West Bank. They would have a capital in East Jerusalem. They would have I can hardly talk about this.
Well.
And they would have equal access all day, every day, to the security towers that Israel maintained all through the West Bank up to the Golden House.
They would be able to use Israel's security towers to make sure Israel wasn't invading them. That's part of what the deal was. You're getting the West Bank, 96% of the West Bank, and you're getting and plus 4% elsewhere, because I don't know why Israel needed like that certain 4%. And he's like, and you get our security towers that you can use for yourself to make sure we're not coming to invade you.
All this was offered, including, I will say it again, a capital in East Jerusalem and 2 of the 4 quadrants of the old city of Jerusalem, confirmed by the Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak.
Yeah, that guy who later would become famous for Jeffrey Epstein. But Ehud Barak was the prime minister then.
And his cabinet. And they said no. And I think part of it is that Hamas did not care about a homeland for the Palestinians. They wanted to kill Israelis and make Israel uninhabitable. Well, I got news for them. They were there first. Before their faith existed, they were there. In the time of King David, and the southernmost tribes had Judea and Samaria.
So he is genuinely bitter about it and sad. And I say bitter, I mean sad.
Yeah.
He's sad because I think he recognized that would have been his legacy, that he brokered that peace. And he was very upset that it fell apart because Yasser Arafat basically at the last minute said, no.
They've done that. I mean, historically, they keep doing that.
Dozens of times.
Yeah.
I think they said 19 times, actually. So it's not technically dozens. But Joe, you're an American. We all know that. F the haters. No, I know that. But I'm saying is I know that you guys watching here all understand that. But I'm saying I was like the audacity of these people. Putting $100 on Calci for Republicans to win the House. That's bold. It's bold. But Do it. Yeah, why not? Joe Kent is under investigation for leaking confidential information. I'm getting there. We're gonna get there. Most MAGA are not boomers. They're Gen X like myself. He's calling me a boomer because next to him, I'm a boomer, and people joke about us being boomers. You're correct. I'm technically labeled Gen X, even though I think I'm between Gen X and boomers. But
You're a boomer.
yeah, but when Johnny Mansell or earlier was talking about what boomers were going to leave behind for their for their children, he and referencing me with that. I think that he was just saying, compared to him, I'm
Well, I
a
mean,
boomer.
it's an internet meme now.
Right.
Yeah, anybody older than millennials are boomers. Anybody, anybody over than Gen Y or whatever they are, the zillennials, they're,
All
they're
boomers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like myself, I was left in the first Gulf War in my early 20s, the second in my 30s and 40s. The difference between what Bush Sr. and Jr. did is what's happening now is light years different. It's not even close. It was all shock and awe and marching in there with tanks and stuff. It's not nearly the same thing. They're Timu MAGA. MAGA's evil twin. Yeah, it's true. She likes the whole Timu thing, but she uses it well. Came out that Joe Kent is under investigation by FBI for leaking classified materials. Very interesting. We're going to look at it. We're going to look at that. I have that. That's part of what I have referenced in my title over here as far as the Joe Kent controversy. So I'm definitely going to be talking about that. Another independent media influences we all embraced is turning into nothing more than fact news. Their fame at the risk of everything.
yeah, that's exactly right. They're going to go wherever the the super chats take them.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. Actually, I was trying to digest what his point was here. His point is that they're becoming the same fake news.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's basically they're becoming the fake news because they have a narrative.
Yeah.
So it seems that the same people crying about this are the same ones who called him Taco. Yeah, these people here. They weren't huge Trump supporters. Dave Smith was never a huge Trump supporter. Tucker Carlson is notorious for writing texts about how he hates Trump. Right? I mean, all these people here, they were never huge Trump supporters, and yet they declare themselves as if they define what MAGA is.
Yeah.
There you go. We got the goal. Did we actually hit 20?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Hit the goal twice.
Wow. You can be mad at MAGA, but what the hell? You're welcome going to vote for Kamala or Newsom. Give me an effing break. I know.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they even thinking? Generation blaming is retarded. We don't decide. This is true. All true. Over in the ghetto, Zion says, Joe, verse 4 from this song, the first line, this is Afroman, is I was going to go to court, but then I got high. That's not bad, right?
That's not bad. Now you did it.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Joe.
Daniel H. Wilson says, Afroman stands on principle. Well, we're going to be watching Afroman later tonight. His testimony.
Stands on business.
Woodtick Mike says, I see Tulsi 28 behind it at this point. It could be. Could be. Hans Wampak says, Joe's Drew Magic was telling Sin he could use a space laser if he came on the show for free.
He tells me that every time I text him. And I say, hey, what time are we starting? He's like, those space lasers, remember? And then he just never texts back after that. It's the weirdest thing. I'm really starting to get tired of it. I just, look, there's one guy I would like to hit the lasers on. One good time, all right? That's just, it's such a big deal. All right? I mean, nobody's going to miss a part of Chicago, right?
Right. Why? Like who cares, right?
Yeah, who cares? Just a little piece of Chicago I would like to pop. Give me 3 seconds of the space laser. That's it. That's all I need.
All right. Well, with all this talk about how MAGA is being fractured,
yeah,
how left interpreting this fracturing amongst MAGA? Well, check this out.
All right.
You know, sometimes you look at the polling data and there are numbers that just jump off the screen at you. And this is one of those. Because just take a look here. MAGA GOP view of Trump. Approve 100%. 100%. If you are a member of MAGA and the GOP, you approve of Donald John Trump. 0% say that they disapprove.
How's that possible?
Hey.
How's that possible?
Hey.
What does that even mean?
I mean, look, maybe that means that Elijah Schaefer wasn't called on to be bold.
He's part of the 0%.
Okay, I will.
Or maybe they're just not calling themselves MAGA
That's
anymore.
what I was about to say. Yeah, maybe people have turned themselves off of being called MAGA. That's a loaded question then.
Maybe. I don't know.
That would be a loaded question then, because like,
look, Harry Ensign's all excited. Let's let him have his moment. Okay.
Yeah. Do it,
You
buddy.
have to be a mathematical genius to know you can't go higher than 100%. He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Now, there are some Republicans who disapprove of Donald John Trump, but they are not members of the Make America Great Again movement. The bottom line is this: if you are a member of MAGA, you approve of Donald Trump.
It's interesting, though, because there have been a couple prominent people who have sort of come out online, and they're very mad about this war with Iran because he promised no new wars. Is there any sign that people might be leaving MAGA relative to 2024?
Yeah, okay. So, I've said before, and, the theme of this segment is Tucker Carlson be darned. And when we look at the numbers, I mean, I've heard some people say, oh, you know what, when you look at those MAGA numbers, it doesn't account for those who might have left MAGA. But take a look here. Americans who identify as MAGA in November of 2024, it was 28% of Americans. Basically, if anything, it's slightly higher at 30%. The bottom line is this: the MAGA base within the GOP is not shrinking. It's the same size. If anything, it is slightly larger than it was back in 2024 when, of course, Donald Trump won a second term. So that 100% that Donald Trump has approval among MAGA GOP, that is not an artifact of MAGA shrinking. It's just an indication of how strong Donald Trump's grip is on that MAGA base.
And so I guess
MAGA base.
What's happening with inside the GOP, and if there are any splits there, because with those kind of numbers, they're going to want to retain that, right? So they can retain their seats.
Yes. And what we're talking about, we mentioned Iran in the intro of this segment, GOP on U.S. military action in Iran. Look at this. In MAGA, it's 90% approval. It's 90% approval, just 5% disapproval. If you disapprove of the job that Donald Trump is doing, or excuse me, the U.S. military action in Iran, and you're a member of the GOP, look at this. It's your non-MAGA. You're non-MAGA. It's 36% there, 54% approved. But the majority of Republicans approve of the job that the U.S. military action is in Iran, and the majority of MAGA, which is the majority of the GOP, very much approve, 90%. Very little split in Donald Trump's base. Those who disapprove in the GOP, simply put, they hate MAGA.
It's really clear. MAGA has the floor.
What's she saying?
MAGA has the floor, 100%.
All right.
What did you think she said?
I mean, it's not something I'm going to say on here because I'm not going to be gaslit for the next hour and 36 minutes. I don't care how many freedom of speech court cases Afroman wins. I'm not going to put up with it.
Benny Johnson coming out and saying 77 million Americans voted for Trump in 2024. 0 people voted for podcasters.
Thanks,
this movement is not about influencers or egos. The focus should be delivering for the USA and saving our country. Charlie Kirk is venerated today because he built strong coalitions that change things for the better. Charlie's legacy is one of winning, not whining. Our show will not be contributing to podcast wars. We will instead devote our energy into passing the Save America Act, which I spent this afternoon calling Senate online. You can check out. I spent an hour and a half calling senators from all across the country, and basically, and I was tailoring my message depending on whether I was talking Republicans or Democrats as to like how to get them to support the Save America Act.
Yeah.
So you can check that out. I was live streaming that early today. I'm trying to get that thing passed. I have a lot of fun with it. Our show will not be contributing to the podcast wars. We're looking to get rid of. We're trying to pass the Save America Act, mass deportations, and affordable housing for young people. We have real problems. We need real leadership to fix them. People are sick of the drama enough. So we're not going to watch his 6 minutes here.
What is the point of all this? Why are we doing this? Why are we live right now? Why are we live every single day? Why do we work every single weekend? Why was I at the White House yesterday in meetings to try and effort to get something passed for the American people? Why is Scott Presler hitting the bricks in the Senate every single day? Why are we constantly talking about the SAVE Act?
Yeah, because we're trying to actually accomplish things instead of just whining. MAGA's dead. MAGA's dead.
We took 10 minutes to do a show yesterday. I was like, we get Ron Johnson and we got to we got to bully the Senate into getting the SAVE Act passed. Because the American people don't need more podcast wars. They don't need more egos.
Yep.
Talking about how important they are or how hurt their feelings are. Who cares? They didn't elect you. We're not electing Piers Morgan or Ben Shapiro or Megyn Kelly or Tucker Carlson or Candace Owens. We're not electing any of them. None of them were on the ballot. If you want to say in what's going on, get on the ballot. Who was on the ballot was Trump. We elected Trump. 3 times we elected Trump. Popular vote elected Trump. 77 million people elected Trump. All 7 swing states elected Trump. All bellwether counties elected Trump. He's a president. And I was at the White House with Trump yesterday. Because that's how you get things done for the American people. I'm done with this doomerism. And I'm also done with taking your eye off the ball. You know why Charlie's a legend? You know why Charlie is so memorialized and beloved? Was because he was a coalition builder. To get things done, to help the American people, to help you and your children and your grandchildren. Not to just sit there
whining
and bitch and whine.
Yep.
And piss around all day because you got your feelings hurt. Who the hell cares? It doesn't matter. It's like, check the comment section. Check the live comments right now on the chat. It's live comments right now on the chat. Look, half of them are going to be like talking about how much they hate me. How stupid I am, how dumb I am. Every conceivable pejorative that could possibly be written about me on the internet has already been written. And I don't care. It doesn't matter. Because it's not about me. It's about getting the SAVE Act passed. It's about doing something good for the country, for like my children to live in a functional nation. It's clean and peaceful and orderly.
This is such a great message. No?
Yeah, no, he's nailed it.
He really has.
No, he has nailed it. Like I'm gonna sit here. Look, we've been critical of Trump and like the choices that he's made and like people he's picked in his cabinet and things like that. But he's what we wanted, and I'm pretty much getting everything that I wanted so far.
Yeah,
presidency. They're saying there's always going to be things you don't like. You can go right now, and I love talking like car analogies. You can go out there right now and find the car that your dream car, and there's going to be something about it you don't like. I promise you. You go find your dream house. There's going to be something about it you don't like. There's always going to be something that you're not happy about. And it's what's her name put it in the super chat earlier. We've only been at this 16 days. If this continues to drag on, then yeah, sure. I'm going to have some questions and some problems, and we're going to be discussing issues from there on. But I'm fine with it. We voted for Trump. This is what I wanted. It's what I wanted in 2020, and it's what I want now. And so everybody's running around this doom and gloom. And we should be focused on what's going good right now and then what we can do in 2028 to stop any shenanigans and to have an heir apparent for Trump so we can continue the good things that we have.
100%.
Many of you are very
100% agree.
If you really want to wow me.
Sorry. No. You know what? You might have heard that in the background. I was like, you know what?
And to have an heir apparent for Trump so we can continue.
Yeah, the reason you heard that in the background is because I was going over to the chat and I was like, Sin works really hard here. And I joke around with you a lot and like mock you a lot, but I'm like, I think it's appropriate that I should have you pinned in the chat.
Thank you.
When you come in here. So I'm gonna do that. When you're in here, we should have this pinned in here as a regular thing. You have the you have mod status. In fact, I gave you the highest mod status of anyone on the channel. I don't know if you realize you're the only one who has managing moderator.
I feel really special now.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that. I just was like, all right, I'm a mod. I can share things whenever.
No, I gave you managing moderator. So I'll tell you right now, when you come on the show, do yourself a favor, just pin it at the top.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm going to start talking politics on my show when I do my solo shows because a lot of these people, especially the group and the generation that I hang out with, are so laissez-faire about it right now. They just don't care. There's a lot of stuff going on. And the opinions of some of these people are just insane to me. Somebody said, now ban everyone. Saying, no, I'm not. Because I want you guys to come watch my show eventually. Eventually, I'll do something you like.
Eventually. But he's really nailing it here, where he's like, you see, he's not the perfect wife for you. It's like you don't get to mold him into what you want him to be.
No.
And it's like, that's why I was telling people, like, actually, I responded to someone on X who was telling me how angry he is with Trump, and I said, and how upset he is. I said, you can find things that you don't like. You can find things that you really love about what he's done, and what you fixate on is totally up to you. And at the end of the day, the person who it most influences is you.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for you if you fixate on the things that make you upset rather than the things that make you happy, because you're almost certainly going to be a miserable person instead of choosing to be a happy person.
Mm-hmm.
With the difference between being happy for most Americans, given the amount of privilege we have in this country as far as basic standard living conditions, for most Americans, it's almost, look, everyone's got different struggles, and some people's struggles are overwhelming, but for the vast majority of Americans, the decision to be happy or miserable is lying purely within themselves, as how they're going to look at the world and themselves and their lives.
You can I think a lot of people are very close-minded to the world. I really do. I think they don't realize, like, the first world problem issue, like how good we truly have it. There's a person in my life right now that is from Russia, and they moved to a different country. They came here to be educated, go to school, and then they moved to another European country, and their whole family's from Russia, and they won't go back because the freedoms are so limited there. They're just so limited. They choose not. Their entire family has chosen to uproot their lives and move somewhere else. That is, down the line of like having all the first world good things that you want, right? Because of freedom. And I think we miss the forest for the trees an awful lot here.
Right. All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. It's
I
like,
can right now order anything I want and have it here within 24 hours.
Right.
And almost anything I want and just have it here in 24 hours. And I'm in a murder cabin in the woods, and I can still have it here in 24 hours. I can I can say almost anything I want. And it's just crazy that some of these people forget how good we have it. So
it's absolutely adorable how it pronounces want is won't. A charming, only nominally racist Southern gentleman.
Thank you, ma'am.
She knows the real. She knows the real you.
Only nominally racist is gonna. I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
Only nominally racist.
Yeah, I launched a merch store, and I'm gonna make an old.
Did you come up with that? Did she quote that, or did you?
She quoted that.
So you're gonna steal it from her?
Yes, I am. I'll give her a percentage, like $2-3.
All right, that's not a percentage. That's a payoff. We were talking about why we were at war here.
Yeah.
And are you familiar with Dr. Steve Turley?
Vaguely, yes.
All right. So he breaks down his perspective on why we're at war. I didn't mean to do that to you. I don't know why. That's
you replaced me with that? Good Lord.
He's actually not as hideous as he looks in that photo.
Yeah, I'm just looking to the right of my computer screen right now while we play this, but it's okay.
What sense should we make of all of this? Because there is so much going on here.
He's very popular. I don't know if he's got 1 million, 2 million followers on YouTube.
That's great.
Yeah.
First and foremost, what we have to understand is that there are 3 actors in this assault on Iran, not just 2. This is not Trump doing the bidding of Netanyahu or doing the bidding of Israel or so forth. That's just a totally reductionist conception. There are 3 main actors. There's the United States, there is Israel for sure, but there is also the rising Sunni Arab world. And so then that leads to the next question. What is this offensive for? Why are we doing this? What we have to understand is that Iran defines itself as a civilization state in the fullest sense of the term, meaning that its culture and its values are not confined to a single nation state, but stretch out over what's called the Shiite crescent, made up of Iraqi Shiites, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Houthis in Yemen, and Hamas. They're Sunni, but they're part of it. Iran's foreign policy has been animated by a sacred narrative, Shia messianism fused with anti-US Israel geopolitics, what one analyst termed messianic multipolarity, in which geopolitical power is pursued not merely for national interest, but as part of a divine responsibility to challenge Western unipolar domination.
To break that down into English, because he does go a little bit highfalutin sometimes, what he's basically saying is this is a religious war. It's a religious war to try and conquer. That's what their long-term objective is. It's not their objective tomorrow or next week. But step by step, that's in the sense that that's what they feel they're supposed to do. That's what they feel is that's their primacy as to what motivates them. This is part of who I am as a person. Is I'm supposed to help Islam conquer the world, and that's essentially what he's saying here.
That was what the bomb was for. A nuclear bomb would give this messianic multipolarity its ultimate power to inordinately shape the Middle Eastern region in its own image, not by using the bomb, but just by having the bomb.
And that's a key distinction. That if you know they have the bomb, you need to deal with them differently. This is why we didn't want North Korea to have the bomb. Because it's like if a lunatic has the bomb, it changes the whole balance of power that we have, that Russia and America never nuclear bombed each other, despite really strong differences, is because, well, we're going to get hit and it's going to really be very painful. So that was the notion that was governing us as to like what it was, that there's that balance of power. So the idea is they wanted to have a seat at that table. They would be part of the balance of power. But the problem is that they're not offset by a concern as to what's going to happen to them.
It would, in effect, turn Iran into a quasi-superpower and thus bolster its messianic multipolarity. Operation Epic Fury strikes at the very core of this civilizational self-conception. And the key here is that the regime faces an existential threat, not to just its political institutions, but to the entire civilizational project it claims to embody. Iran's maximalist retaliation, right, targeting the Gulf, activating proxies, threatening Hormuz, reflects a regime that perceives this as a fight for civilizational survival, not a limited military exchange. And yet this axis of resistance, as it's often called, that's the proxy network through which Iran projected civilizational influence across the region. That axis of resistance is at its weakest it's been in decades. The fall of Assad in December of 2024 in Syria severed the logical backbone connecting Tehran and Hezbollah and Hamas. Lebanese Hezbollah, which was absolutely battered by the 12-day war. Hamas is operationally crippled. Iraqi Shia militias are extremely limited. Only the Houthis in Yemen, who have announced the resumption of the Red Sea attacks, retain significant independent capability in all of this. But the axis has been radically weakened. And so a decapitation strike on Tehran would pretty much unravel entirely the axis. I mean, that's the idea. And so what we're seeing is the Shiite civilizational sphere, this messianic multipolarity, fragmenting under the pressure of military decapitation, proxy degradation, and the loss of its Syrian land corridor. And so what remains is not so much a coherent civilizational network, but a dispersed archipelago of ideological actors, dangerous, but no longer a functioning civilizational system or network. And in its place, in the place of this axis of resistance or this messianic multipolarity, is the rising Sunni Arab world with Saudi Arabia at the center.
That's why Saudi Arabia is joining our side, because they basically see that this is a way they can dominate over Shia. And they are perceived to be less antagonistic to the West. That's essentially what this is. That this is a time that they're uniquely weak. And since they're uniquely weak now, that this was the time to strike and try and cut the head of the snake off.
Yeah.
What they were going to do is they had all these ballistic missiles. They even put out a video. Here's all our ballistic missiles that can do real damage to you. And we're going to build this arsenal of ballistic missiles, and you won't attack us for that. And while you're not attacking us, we're going to use that to try and build ourselves into a nuclear superpower. So that's why we were like, you know what? Screw this. Why should we give them the ability to defend themselves or attack or harm us with ballistic missiles? That's why he's saying we went in now.
Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 is not merely an economic diversification plan, as you'll so often hear on CNBC and other nonsense like that. It is a civilizational project that explicitly positions the Saudi kingdom as the heart of the Arab and Islamic worlds. It operates on three pillars: a vibrant society rooted in Islamic heritage, investment powerhouse, and a hub connecting Africa, Europe, and Asia. And those three pillars constitute nothing less than a bid for Sunni civilizational leadership. And that's where the Abraham Accords come in. The Abraham Accords, which normalize relationships between Israel and the Sunni Arab nations, represent a structural realignment driven primarily by shared opposition to Shiite Persian Iran. Iran remains the principal impediment to a full-orbed realization of the Accords and the economic prosperity that they promise for the region, which for Trump is absolutely key in destroying the Islamic radicalization so prevalent in the region. And so what do these strikes ultimately mean? First and foremost, that the Shiite civilizational sphere is collapsing as a coherent strategic system. Whether the Islamic Republic survives or falls, the axis of resistance connecting Hezbollah, Hamas, Iraqi militias, and the Houthis under Iranian coordination has been structurally degraded beyond any previous level. What remains are fragmented, ideologically driven actors operating with decreasing coordination and increasing volatility. So that's the first thing that's happening as of today. The second thing related to it is that the Sunni Arab civilizational sphere is rising. Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 project, the Abraham Accords architecture for the region, and the Gulf states' growing technological and economic sophistication position them as the dominant civilizational force in a post-Iran Middle East. There are most certainly risks that still have to be worked out inside the Sunni Arab world. No.
The point here is the ultimate agenda here is to try and get Saudi Arabia to be the dominant force in the Gulf. That's essentially what's happening here, because they're deemed as being less antagonistic, more commercially driven, with certainly religious Muslims, but that they're not, but that they're willing to live peacefully with the rest of the world, and that's essentially, and that this was a unique time to actually decapitate the Shia Muslim Iranian state once and for all. Now, how long do we have to? At the end of the day, what do you and I care about? We care about how long does America have to be involved in here, and how long is this going to keep affecting our gas prices? Right? I mean, that's essentially that's what we care about. He doesn't answer that, right? I mean, because no one knows. But that's essentially that's the most comprehensive breakdown that I've seen. And I was like, all right, he does it in 6.5 minutes. I think it's worth understanding what this whole fight is about. So this way you can understand the counter narrative. Now, I will tell you that I'm sure that the other people on the side will be like, yeah, your whole balance of power and stuff like that. That's your classic neocon thinking and stuff of that nature. No, because the agenda here is not to continually keep going to war, but that we're actually hopefully ending wars and this continual flare up that we've been seeing for 47 years.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier, right? So this is going to, the only reason why I look at it and I go, okay, let's see where the chips fall in a few weeks, right? Is because this is now pulling a chess piece off the board for future presidents and future Americans that don't have to worry about it. As long as that region stays stabilized, as long as that region starts transforming, that threat is gone. And so if you take a look at the world stage, what threats are left? North Korea, China, Russia. That's it.
Yeah.
And the one that's the most unstable, in my opinion, over the history of time, has been Iran, because North Korea is just paper tiger. They're not doing anything. They don't have enough to do anything. Everything's just a front. China, on the other hand, has such trade, right? It's such a massive block of trade that they're not going to do anything. They're just not. The whole China's going to nuke us thing is just not going to happen.
China can be harmed financially.
That's it. Yeah, there's too much. There's too much.
And we can
financially that
punish
we
them. Yeah, we can punish them financially. In
Exactly.
A way.
We've allowed them to snake into everything worldwide when it comes to, you know, products and goods and services, that now we can punish them financially. We don't have to worry about going to war with them. Russia, I don't think is as big a threat as everybody thinks. I just think we're miles apart on a few things. And then, you know, that's it. Iran's gone. So
right. Well, hopefully
that piece is off the board now. And so as long as we don't get bogged down over there for another 10 years, I can go, all right, good. Hey, good job, bro. I'll
Amen.
I've
Amen.
currently not been looking at the gas pump since Biden went into office anyway, because it just hurts too much.
It does.
So
It's
I'll
very,
just
very
continue
painful.
doing that.
Did you hear about Joe Kent and his resignation yesterday?
No, I did not at all. So what?
All right. Well, Joe Kent is a name you probably never heard of before in your life. Right? I'm just going to assume. I'm going to assume you never heard Joe Kent before.
Never once, not ever. You know.
All right. Well, he's become very big talk in the news over the last 48 hours, and that is because he held a pretty prestigious position, and he resigned himself. He resigned that position, tendered his resignation yesterday. And when he tendered his resignation, he basically gave your classic, I can't condone the Iranian war. And I think that they're doing Israel's bidding and blah, blah, blah. And essentially, I mean, I'm not going to go through his letter again, but because I did that yesterday. But his synopsis is, after much reflection, I decided to resign my position as director of National Counterterrorism Center effective today. I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. It's clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. It's been an honor serving under POTUS and DNI Gabbard and leading the professionals at NCTC. May God bless America. He has basically become that got like 700,000. I don't know how many did that thing get? It got a whole bunch of likes, that thing, and like I don't know, maybe 1 million likes, 7, whatever. It was. Everyone's like, yeah, you go. All right. Today he's been doing this. He's been running the circuit as far as he's on Tucker Carlson tonight. Here he is with Tucker Carlson, basically talking about how this is Iran's war, and you know that's Iran's was not on the verge of obtaining a nuclear weapon. I happen to agree. I think that this Loomer Unleashed, Laura Loomer, I don't really trust her, but it's not. I don't think there's a thought that they were on the verge of getting a nuclear weapon. The point is, we didn't want them to ever be in a position to get a nuclear weapon. That's why we went in there now.
Yeah,
I think that Dr. Turley spelled that out pretty clearly. So I don't know that he's lying when he says they were not on the verge to get a nuclear weapon. That's not the point. It's kind of almost like a look over here statement as to why we shouldn't be in there, but that the point was not about stopping them from harming us with a nuclear weapon tomorrow. It's from stopping us from harming us with a ballistic.
I was about to say, that doesn't mean that they're not working on it. And what happens when they finally get it? What happens? It doesn't matter.
And it also doesn't mean they weren't going to hit us with ballistic missiles.
Yeah, it's like if your neighbor says,
which is what they said they were going to do.
It's like, Joe, if your neighbor comes to you and says, I'm going to get a gun. Well, he doesn't have a gun right now, so I'm just not going to call the police. I'm going to get a gun, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm coming back to hit you with a. I'm coming to get my gun so I can kill you.
Yeah,
it's like, well, he doesn't have one now, so we're all
well,
good.
I'll just keep. You know what? I'm just not going to call the police on him. It's no big deal. Once he has the gun and it's a problem, then I will solve that problem. No, man.
So there's all this talk about how coordinated he's been appearing, like on Tucker Carlson, all these different people who are from the right slamming Trump, and all of a sudden he's like besties with all of them, and they're all having him on 10 seconds later, which Cat Turd over here points out is what Cat Turd is, right?
I can't stand him.
All right, well, he points out, let me get this straight. Joe Kent suddenly quits, tries to damage Trump with laughable letter claiming that Iran's not a threat, although there's a gazillion tweets, sworn testimony, and interviews where he himself talks about how much of a threat Iran is, and there is. This is where it's a lot of double speaking what he was saying. Now, he's a very decorated person, Joe Kent, just so you know, okay? He did like 11 tours of combat. His wife was in the military. She was killed in Syria. So Yeah, that's all this stuff is you know, and he's, I think he had a silver star, bronze star, I don't remember. But then magically 5 seconds later, he's booked on every doomer grifter show and high dollar grifter event in the USA this week, where they'll all in unison scream for hours about how much they hate the Jews and say Zionist 1,000 times per hour, and then say $7,000 1,000 times more, like broken records. I don't know what $7,000 is, but yeah, they were all on this to try and damage. Yeah, they're all in on this to try and damage Trump. Of course it won't work, and anyone with half a brain can see the setup a mile away. Not to mention almost everyone has severe doomer fatigue. It's boring at this point. A cringe, never-ending shouting match. The sky is falling, pessimistic circle jerk. Did I leave anything out? So that was what he was sharing there. And I'll tell you that what people found very interesting was this. Laura Ingraham was reporting.
Sources are saying that Joe Kent, the former director of the United States National Counterterror Center, this is from Semaphore, he just resigned. He's now under FBI investigation, allegedly classified information. And the investigation predates his departure. Sources are saying.
So it's not like it's not like he left and now he's under investigation the way she worded it. It's that he was under investigation and he left saying, I hate America with the Iran thing.
Good job, buddy. Way to go. You played yourself.
Yeah, I mean, so now all the woke rag will be like, oh my God, they're trying to go after Joe Kent to punish him, and that I'm sure they're all going to be saying it didn't start beforehand, that they started this investigation because he left, and that's yeah, that's it. It's
he tried to poison the well, is what he did.
Yeah, I mean, what the woke right are going to say is that this is punishment, and I have no idea which is true. I don't know if the investigation predates him. I certainly let me put it this way: if in fact he left first, I would be really annoyed to learn that they started an investigation on him because of that. But it would make sense that if he learned he was under investigation, he would quit.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, if he was I would quit and start getting
and then start saying, "Oh yeah, I'm against Iran. I'm against the war in Iran, and this is Trump is falling apart." And you know,
yep. The court of public opinion.
And love me. It's the Adam Kinzinger thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's the Liz Cheney. Love me. I'm abandoning this person and coming into your loving arms type of thing that he's doing. Love me, Tucker. Love me, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Love me, Nick Fuentes. Love me, Dave Smith.
Everybody rally around me. Yeah, let me get some good lawyers out of all of your donors, backers, and super chatters. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be kind of funny if the reason he did that is because he learned he was under investigation for leaking and was concerned about how that would go, and figured and it's the smart move. It's the smart move if in fact that is the sequence of events. But so I don't know which came first. You know, I'd like to hope. I'd like to hope that, but
yeah, which one came, the retard or Iran? Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. But I'll tell you that all his claims about how Iran's not a threat to us, and you know, he sounds like someone who'd be in the know. He's the head of counterterrorism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is another report that came out of Sadie from North Carolina. She's got 300,000 followers. I don't know who she is either, but she says Joe Kent wasn't in the room. He was cut from President Trump's intelligence briefings months ago over suspected leaks. So that supports the notion that he knew that this investigation was coming. He was deliberately shut out of all Iran planning and had zero access to classified evidence proving the regime was racing toward nuclear weapons and posing an imminent threat. Yet this gutless quitter still stabbed Trump in the back with a whiny resignation letter claiming no imminent threat and that Trump was deceived. Pathetic. The administration already knew he was a security risk. Now the whole world sees why his opinion is worthless garbage. Leakers and spineless quitters don't belong in the White House. Good riddance. This is another report on that. Just a minute. Let's catch this.
Allegation that his decision was based on the influence of others, even foreign countries, is both insulting and laughable. Now, our own Aisha Hasni reporting that on background to a senior administration official says that Joe Kent was cut out of POTUS intelligence briefings months ago due to allegations of suspected leaks, and that he has not been a part of any Iran planning discussions or briefings at all, which sort of posed the disconnect addressed earlier this morning by the administration, saying that he wasn't privy to the classified information that indeed underscores and provides the evidence that Iran was nuclear empowered or about to be. And final quick point that I've referenced Joe Kent's testimony on the Hill many times in 2025 of the 18,000 known terrorists that came through the southern border under the Biden administration's watch in the prior 4 years.
We are still dealing with today, and we will get to that in just a moment.
So I'll tell you this. I don't know. I certainly would never accuse. He's a very decorated war hero. And
yeah,
I'm certainly not accusing him of being, I'm in any way, shape, or form. No one should take it from anything I'm saying here. I'm accusing him of being a traitor or anything of that nature. I don't even know if these claims that there were leaks coming from his corner of the intelligence are accurate. How the hell would I know? All I know is this report that came out that's saying that there were leaks coming out from him for months. But what I'll tell you is, maybe it's possible, even if there were leaks, it's possible it was more sloppiness than, saying that it was just someone undermining him in his office rather than him being the cause of leaks. You see what I'm saying? In other words, it could be that he's a complete and total patriot, and there's some scummy person who works as his right-hand man or, third in charge in his unit there, who is, causing all these leaks, and which made the White House concerned because they saw these leaks coming out from under his division. So they're like, we got to cut him out of the loop because we got to come out of division. But the point is, according to this report, he's been out of the loop on what's going on in Iran for months. What the hell would he know about any of this? And it is somewhat disingenuous, if you were cut out of it, to pretend that he's sitting there in the room and he knows everything that's happening, and that he's the voice, he's the dissenting voice. And it's also kind of grifty to try and run over to the anti-Trump camp and basically say and lead them to think that you have information that you do not have as to the nature, as to what type of threat Iran is, when you've been cut out of the loop. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. All I know is he looks like a douche. Then you know what? Looks like a douche. I don't like him. Hey, let's do it. Let's get him, guys. Pitchforks and
wife
torches.
is a paleo Catholic Jew hater. Could be. Could be. Member for 23 months says, Sin has no idea what the F he's talking about. You two better be careful dragging this American hero. Terrible take on this. Sin, you are the R. I don't know what the R is. Oh, the Rita? Is it the Todd? Well, the way you spell it is Todd. You are the Todd. Okay. And I'll tell you.
I don't know what's going on with the guy yet. The investigation has just started, and there's a timeline that's being presented. And as it goes on, then I'll make my actual thoughts on it. Oh no, based off of just looking at him, I go, seems like a douche.
Right. Well, I'm just saying he has a look. He has a look, but I'm just saying I don't know. I have no idea what this story is other than what I shared with you. The only information I have, I've given my audience, you and my audience, everything I know on this guy, and I'm just here's my just to synopsize my speculation on this. We have reports that he was cut out months ago from being in the loop about what's going on with Iran because of concerns about leaks. If there were leaks, there's two possibilities. Either he was involved in it. There's actually three possibilities. Maybe it was someone else underneath him and there was leaks and that he was sloppy in that way. Maybe he was sloppy in his own little ways that he was keeping things, or maybe that he was actually malignant and for one reason or another decided to intentionally have leaks. I'm going to assume the best possible scenario here. Or the fourth thing is that the White House is wrong and there were no leaks. There was an assumption of leaks, but they were wrong, which is possible too. All of those leaks seem to have led to there being an investigation into him. And then he bolts. This is what the White House position is. And then he bolts and says, I'm out of here. And F you and this war against Iran is someone is basically, Israel's bidding, and Trump betrayed all of us. And then he goes running around to all the different anti-Trump people and the anti-Zionists who are basically saying, "Oh my God, Trump is under the Svengali hold of Bibi Netanyahu." So when he presumably wouldn't have access to that information because he's been cut out of the loop.
Yeah.
So whatever information we have, he wouldn't have access to. So maybe he didn't make his own bed at the start, but he definitely is making his bed now. Maybe he didn't intentionally make his bed. Maybe it was sloppiness. Maybe he didn't make any bed at all. Maybe the White House was wrongly assuming things about him. But he's definitely doing things now designed to say, love me, love me, love me, which is a capitalistic, you can call it capitalistic or opportunistic or whatever it is, that he's basically decided to go running to the Tucker Carlsons of the world and get as much love as he can from the anti-Zionist movement. And some people say that he might be motivated in that direction because of just certain issues that his wife has. So that's your overall picture here. And what I do know about him is that he was a decorated war hero. And now he's turned against Trump, and the anti-Zionist, anti-Trumpers are, all excited that he's giving them red meat for their position. And that red meat seems as if it might be half cooked. Because if he was cut out of the loop and he didn't tell him he's cut out of the loop and making as if, hey, I'm the head of counterterrorism, I'm telling you Iran's not a threat, when he wouldn't know because he's been cut out of it, that's pretty disingenuous, and it's kind of grifty now.
Yeah,
maybe he's grifting because he has to, because he feels like he just lost his job, but it's kind of ugly.
I mean, the investigation will tell out, and then if I'm wrong, I'll come on here and go, you know what, boys, I was wrong.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Still doesn't mean he doesn't look like a bit of a douche. Yeah, I could be wrong. He still could look like a douche.
That's
you know what I'm saying, man. Whatever. What are you gonna do?
Linda's saying kiss the midterms goodbye. Economy is also killing MAGA. Yeah,
the economy is a bit of a
she's my lefty who watches the show.
And you're right, Linda. The economy is a bit of a little hit or miss in places, but I think time will tell. So
yeah.
Let them eat the bugs.
The midterms will depend on the economy and the war. And where we're at.
The economy, and gas prices. I'm telling you, 100%. If he can get on top of those three things, it's done. It's done. Your wallet almost always dictates every single election.
Shai is saying Iran not an imminent threat with nukes is like saying my house not an imminent threat of collapse, so won't repair it yet.
Yeah.
Great point.
That's it. Nailed it.
Yeah, that's the guy who said he left $10 for me. I still haven't checked. I got one more thing I got to cover before we get to Afroman. One more thing I want to cover real quick here.
Well, it's covered. I'm here, man. I'm here all night. What are you doing?
Justice Roberts. Let's make this a little smaller. That's my Afroman you see in the background. It's ready to go. Oh gosh, really? I even pay for Reuters. U.S. Supreme Court Roberts says personal hostility aimed at judges has got to stop. What? Washington, March 17th. U.S. Chief Justice John Roberts said on Tuesday that hostility directed in personal terms at judges is dangerous and it's got to stop, commenting just days after President Donald Trump's latest social media broadside against judges who have ruled against him and his administration. Roberts didn't mention the Republican president by name in his remarks at an event at Rice University in Houston, but Roberts, who has led the U.S. Supreme Court for more than 2 decades, said that while criticism of judicial decisions is welcome and often healthy, attacks of a personal nature against judges cross a line. The problem sometimes is that criticism can move from a focus on legal analysis to personalities, and you see that it's more directed in a personal way, Roberts said, and that, frankly, can be quite dangerous. Judges around the country work very hard to get it right, and if they don't, their opinions are subject to criticism, Roberts added. But personally directed hostility is dangerous, and it's got to stop. See, this is where he's got his entire perspective backwards. He's basically complaining about Trump complaining as to how judges have been handling it and saying, don't make it personal. When what he should be doing is pointing out to his own judges, not publicly, but should be pointing out your decisions seem as if you're making this personal against Trump, and cut it out. Because as the Chief Justice, the entire judicial branch is is under his sovereignty. He's in charge. He can reassign people. He has all the levers in the world. Judge Boasberg stays where he is because of him. So so this is on him. The reason we have this disaster is because of John Roberts and his ineffective leadership, his ineffective ability to basically say, hey, look, there's a reason we keep rejecting your stupid TROs, your declaratory and judgment, these declaratory orders that you keep sending on up to us are hot garbage, and knock it off. And he could have a private meeting with them and say, look, don't let your personal agenda allow you to ignore the law. You don't have purview here. You don't have purview. So stop making us go through this whole back and forth. Otherwise, I'm going to have to reassign you because it's just getting insane. That's, you basically, when the children are acting unruly and retarded and not doing their jobs, you give them a little, you threaten them, maybe threaten twice, but then you spank them. Instead of doing that, because we see that they're still issuing the same retarded orders over and over and over and over again. There's a guy who's been rejected by the Supreme Court 3 times in the last year. 3 times in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's insane.
No, it's logical. What are you talking about?
It's not
perfectly normal.
3 times.
Yeah.
So it's like, instead of actually looking to himself and how he's handling it, he's basically saying, hey, stop criticizing my people. They get criticized properly because they are twisted. And you know they're twisted. But instead of cleaning your own freaking house, you're like, hey, stop criticizing us. That's everything. He's the ultimate in being an establishment individual, like very pro-establishment. And it's such an establishment move to say, don't question the establishment. That's essentially what he's saying. Don't make it personal against the establishment when the establishment has made it personal against Trump. That's the only reason they're giving these stupid orders, is because they have personal issues with Trump. Any other president, they would not have issued these orders, but they have a particular unique bias against him, which is obvious. That some of them are frothing in the mouth as soon as they see anything that involves, the U.S. government or some EO that he's written, and they can't wait to sign it fast enough and ignore what their judicial responsibilities are as far as their limitations of power. They ignore that flies right out the window. And instead of being chastised for that, and recognizing that the reason they're doing that is because they're motivated by bias, he's getting mad at Trump for calling out their bias and how twisted they are. It's like, how stupid is this? Instead of trying to fix the world from criticizing you, Barbara Streisand, maybe fix your own freaking house.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Nailed it. You nailed it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm here just for moral support every once in a while, just to let you know how good you're doing, Joe.
Yeah. This is why I need to bring him in more. I need the fluffer.
It's whoa. It's gonna be clipped. It's gonna be passed around. My mom's gonna see that. She's gonna congratulate me. It's gonna be weird at Thanksgiving.
If she's congratulating, I don't want to know what conversations y'all having about me at Thanksgiving.
Well, because I'm a co-host on a big channel with a Jewish guy.
Oh, okay.
I've gotten past my anti-Semitism. She's happy for me.
Nice. The economy was already screwed under Biden. I understand that, but people forget how screwed it was under Biden. People forget that. They had plenty of time to forget how terrible it was under Biden. So at a certain point, it's like, you got to fix it. At a certain point, it's got to be something that people feel like they're growing and things are getting better. So I don't know. Maybe I'll pull a genie out of the bottle. But I don't know if you realize this. You know what happened tonight, Sin?
No, what happened?
We hit our goal.
Twice. Can you believe that? People just love us that much. They go, hey, you guys have a great friendship, good camaraderie, you banter, you vamp, you give a good show, you talk about politics. Sin wants to leave and put his head in the oven, but
always with people in ovens. So yeah, so the he had to mute himself.
So we get to reward the chat with one of the funniest things I've seen in years.
You saw the testimony?
A little bit. I saw the some of the other testimonies and only a little snippet of this. So I'm going in this blind.
All right. Well, here you go. Those of you who joined late.
Called Synagogue. Somebody said a synagogue. I do a show called CG Synagogue on Saturdays.
Really?
CYN, yeah. Well, we do a show on Sundays called CG Church, and I had to do a special show one Saturday, and I called it the Synagogue, and everybody loved it, so I just sort of kept the naming convention.
Nice. All right. Those of you who are unfamiliar with Afroman, this is Afroman.
I love it. He's great.
So just a reminder, those of you who joined late, a brief recap, okay? Afroman is the guy who became famous in the 90s writing a song, which, how's it go again?
I was going to clean my room, but then I got high.
Nice. What? Huh?
Yeah, that's it. Nailed it.
I can do the backup. Huh? Oh, you got, huh? That's what I was doing. Yeah, so he wrote, I got high. And then in 2022, police raided his house. And when they raided his house, he had security footage watching the raid. And the video that went viral, and he turned it into a song called Lemon Pound Cake.
Yeah. You know about his other songs, right?
He's got a bunch of songs, right?
He did the depositions too.
I haven't seen them yet.
He did the depositions of where he called one of the police officers a lesbian and did a whole song about it, and then played her deposition where she was trying to explain that she's always had a deep voice. She's not a man. She's not a lesbian. It's like 15 minutes long. It is beautiful. He did it to all of them.
Right. Well, I can't play his music without getting struck.
Yeah.
But he ended up making a song out of it, which became very popular. This is a little bit of it called Mama's Lemon Pound Cake.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Which basically, I can't play a lot of it because I don't want to get hit. But I want to try and find the right moment here.
Then I heard the glass break. The Adams County Sheriff kicked down my door. Then I heard the glass break. They found no kidnapping victims, just some lemon pound cake.
You see this big guy here and this lemon pound cake. He spends a lot of time fixating on this lemon pound cake. And that's basically what the whole song is about how they raided his house under a charge of kidnapping. There was no one there. They found nothing, no evidence. But I think they found some other side stuff, and then they wanted to use that to go after him. And he ended up being cleared of all charges, I believe. And they damaged his place, and he said that he needed money, so he turned the video of them raiding. This is actual footage of them raiding his house. He turned it into this video and made a killing on it. And I say, God bless. Well, that's what I say, but the Adams County Sheriff didn't think that was funny, especially because the whole song is basically mocking how this big fat guy was very consumed with the
on the way to the evidence room. Mama's lemon pound cake.
It's all about how this guy really enjoyed Mama's lemon pound cake. So,
and cut him a slice. Of what? Lemon pound cake.
Anyway, so that's what. So he got sued by the Adams Sheriff County Department for defamation, all sorts of other stuff for this song. This song ended up causing him to get sued by them, and he successfully defeated in this suit, basically claiming freedom of speech. His testimony is here. And what I promised was that we hit our goal tonight, which was a higher goal than normal, that we would be watching his testimony. And so we have the context, we have the background, and so it begins. This guy in the beard is his lawyer. That's he's the defense counsel, because Afroman's defending this lawsuit. This is the plaintiff's lawyer.
His closing statements were beautiful.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? As this, you shall answer unto God.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to see.
You have to respect the man for the suit and the sunglasses.
I still can't. The fact that the judge didn't say, "Excuse me, Mr. Man, could you?"
Mr. Man.
Yeah. Afro's his first name. You know, Man's his family name. Mr. Man, could you remove the sunglasses, please?
So the way procedurally what's happening here is the plaintiffs put up their case in chief, and they're allowed in a civil case to call a defendant. Criminal case, you can't call a defendant. Civil case, you can. So they call him that. It's considered like a cross-examination that's happening there. In other words, they can the rules for cross-examining someone, because he's a hostile, is known obviously to be a hostile person. So you can ask him, instead of having to ask him open questions, you can ask him leading questions. So we should anticipate that here. And let's hear him go.
Thank you, Your Honor. For the record, would you give us your name, please?
My name is Joseph Edgar Foreman.
You are known under the stage name as Afroman, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you create music videos and do performances, is
Yes,
that
sir.
right? How many states of the United States have you performed in, do you think?
All of them.
All 50?
Yes, sir.
And how many countries have you performed in?
I don't remember, but not all of them. But I've been to a few.
There's 179 countries, so probably not all of them.
How many live performances did you do?
We missed his show in Iran, you know? Like
Yeah. We did.
Last year, roughly.
I don't know. Possibly 250. I don't know, but I don't know.
Wow.
You know, it's a lot of days, but I don't know exactly.
And you have a residence here in Adams County, correct?
Yes, sir.
You've been performing for 20 or 30 years, is that right?
All my life.
All right. And is it fair to say that one of the first big hits you had was But Then I Got High?
Because I got high.
Because I Got High?
Tourist.
And
a poser.
Do you think it's accurate to say that that song has had over 300 million views on YouTube?
Sounds right.
You have a large presence on social media, obviously, correct?
Depends on your definition of large. There's bigger people than me, but I'm all right.
And on Instagram, is it fair to say that you have 247,000 followers?
Yeah, I just got some of them the other day.
You got new ones coming all the time.
Yes, not all the time. Just here lately.
Just here lately because he sued me. Talking about your Streisand effect.
Because the trial's coming up?
Yeah, all the publicity from the officers lawsuing me is running up my numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on YouTube, you have almost 1 million followers, 983,000. Is that right?
I haven't looked. It was 977 last time I looked.
Oh, trust me, when you're that close to 1 million, you're looking every day. You're looking every day.
On TikTok, you have about 392,000 followers.
I haven't looked at it, but that sounds kind of right.
By the way, by music standards, that these are relatively, for someone, it's not musical superstar. Let's put it that way. You know?
Yeah, he's an independent guy. Those are low numbers for a guy that.
Right.
Yeah.
For a guy who's got 300 million views to have under 1 million followers, I'm saying is he's not like this is not. These are not the numbers that you would see, you know, Maroon 5 having, right?
No, for sure, yeah.
You know when you post something that a lot of people are going to see it, don't you?
Yes.
When this search happened back in August of 2022, Mr. Foreman, you weren't at home?
No.
You were driving home from Chicago?
Yes.
And you got an alert from a family member that the sheriffs were there searching your home. Is that right?
Yes.
And you were able to turn on your phone and watch through your home security system what the deputies were doing for a period of time, weren't you?
Yes.
And is it fair to say you were angry and upset about this search?
I wasn't happy.
Great answer, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, great answer. It shows that he's not malicious
Is
in
that
this.
why you posted the things we've
It is a good
seen this
answer.
week, because you weren't happy?
No, I posted it because the sheriff's never supposed to raid my house in the first place. The whole raid was a mistake. All of this is their fault. If they hadn't wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not know their names. They wouldn't be on my body. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system. And there would be no songs, nothing. My money would still be intact, nothing. So all of this is their fault.
And because
him saying it's their fault, okay, that's fine. He's basically admitting that he's, had significant profits, although I'm sure that through discovery they were aware of that.
Yeah.
Executed a search warrant on your home, that gave you the right to post the things that we've seen this week on the internet?
Yep. Damn Skippy.
Because
Is that right? Is that right, Mr. Foreman?
Yes, for tearing down my door, not paying for it, not being apologetic, me being a sport, doing something peaceful to raise the money to pay for their damages, me having the right of the freedom of speech as an American to talk to my family, friends, and fans about what the sheriffs did to my home. Yes, I had the right to my freedom of speech. After they left, I had the right to kick the can and to do what I had to do to repair the damage they brought to my house. Yeah.
This is a lawyer who's getting his butt whipped.
Okay, completely. It's so good.
He's getting so butt whipped. Oh my God.
Yes, I did.
That includes.
He needs to keep him in control. Just say yes or no.
Yeah.
He could, because it's a cross-examination. You can limit it. Now, on redirect, his lawyer can get him a chance to say this, but it's more embarrassing when you're doing it with the opposing counsel up there to his face. It's like he's literally just like urinating all over his face. Just I don't know how else better to express it.
Includes the right to post the videos that you've just been posting up until Friday and beyond, right?
Yes, I have freedom of speech. I'm a rapper. I entertain. I write fiction, comedy. Yes, I mean, I entertain for a living like you practice law for a living. So I have to go to work.
It's not going well.
The deputies left a warrant return at your house, didn't they?
I think they left something with my ex-wife. I'm not sure.
Well, you saw, as soon as the search was over, as soon as you got home, you saw a document that showed exactly how much cash had been taken from the house, correct?
I know I got paid $5,000 for the show that suit was in. I forgot that money was in that suit. But, I heard, I don't know what piece of paper I heard. I knew they took some money. I just knew they took some money. I knew it was 4,000-ish. I knew they took some money and they seized some money and some weed and some, I don't know what else, just minor stuff.
You knew how much money was in that pocket when you came home and saw the warrant return, didn't you?
It was $5,000 from back when I did that show. I remember it was $5,000, but anyway.
So is it your testimony that they actually took $5,000 instead of $4,390?
No, I just know, I know when I did that show, it was with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa at Red Rocks in Denver. The balance of that show for me. They sent in a deposit, but the balance was $5,000. I put the $5,000 in my coat pocket. I got drunk, I got high, and I forgot to get that money, and I hung that suit back up. And that's where they got that money from.
So it was $5,000 they got?
Yes, it was $5,000 that was in my suit when I got paid in Red Rocks. Now, after all of this stuff, you know, whatever, it's I don't really know the complete number. It's 46, it's 430. The number bounces up and down. But all I know is I got paid $5,000 at the Red Rocks with Snoop.
He probably spent some of it, to be realistic. I mean, just sitting here, he's saying he got 5,000, but what he remembers, he got 5,000. But if I was a lawyer, I'd be like, did you spend any of it after you got it? And he'll probably say, I don't remember. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I'm not sure why it is that he's making such a big deal about this number. But
he keeps doing things like this over and over and over again. He keeps allowing him to just have the floor and just, you know,
take over. Yeah.
It was this.
It's not effective lawyering.
I paid when I played the Red Rocks in Denver.
And you got $4,000 returned, right?
I don't know the exact amount.
Well, you were there with the news when you got it.
Right, and the lady at the sheriff's station admitted that the sheriff's was short. You can go watch the 19 News.
You knew when you saw the warrant returned, didn't you, that the amount that they were saying was taken was actually more money than was in that suit pocket?
I didn't warrant.
That's why you brought the news to the sheriff's office when you got the money back, because you knew that they had miscounted the money and the number on the evidence bag was actually more money.
I didn't know nothing. The lady at the sheriff department just volunteered the information. I was sitting there, you know, if she had been, I might not even known I got ripped off. She admitted it live on Channel 19 News that the money wasn't right.
You remember in your deposition when I asked you, why did you bring the news when you picked up the money?
Yeah, I didn't want to get beat up or Epstein at the sheriff's.
I saw what you did to my door. I didn't want that to happen to me.
With AR-15s. So that's why I brought the news and my attorney. So to make sure I got out of that place with my money.
You brought the news to protect you physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't bring the news because you already knew there was a miscount and you were going to make.
I didn't know nothing about the miscount. I didn't know. I figured they stole my money. They turned my cameras off. So if you turn my cameras off, you must got something bad in mind. So yeah, I'm accusing them of it. You know, they turned my cameras off. I can't see what they're doing.
So your testimony under oath here today to these 10 jurors is that you brought the news when you picked up your money to protect.
Wait a second. When he said Epstein, did you think he meant like?
Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah.
No, I didn't. That's not what I thought he meant.
What? Oh no!
That's why. That's why I made the comment about how he saw what he did to his back door.
Oh no!
He had footage.
Oh,
that's how I took it.
No.
Protect you physically from being beat up or shot by the sheriffs, right?
Yes.
All right.
And they volunteered the information that the money wasn't right. That's just an extra something we found out. But I came with my attorney and the news to make sure the people running around my house with guns didn't take me into jail and do something.
Oh no.
You had a safe in your home, correct?
2 of them.
2 safes. Did the sheriffs look into those safes to your knowledge?
Yes, they
The
did.
deputies?
Yes.
And how did they get the combination?
I gave it to my ex-wife so the sheriffs wouldn't pull my safe out the floor, take it to the station and put something in it and try to say that whatever they put in my safe was mine. So I went ahead and gave my ex-wife, who I didn't want to give my combination to, it was just safer. I went ahead and gave her my combination so they could open up the safe and realize that they just vandalized somebody that don't even have nothing in the safe.
And do you know what was in those safes?
It was absolutely nothing in the safes.
Don't you keep jewelry in those safes?
No,
Didn't you tell me that in your deposition that you keep jewelry in those safes?
I do.
Was anything missing from the safes when you got home after the search?
I didn't put nothing in the safes.
Was anything missing from the safes when you got home?
Nothing was in them. So nothing.
Seriously, Sin. The big afro and the suit.
Oh, it's going to be. It's going to
And
be
the
a Halloween
glasses.
costume.
The big afro, the suit, and the glasses.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if it's not, because it was so iconic
Really-
whenever he did it. Yeah. Oh, he had a like a mink coat also.
He's great.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. This is America.
This is the most American thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
In
The only
every
thing
way
that could make
possible.
it more American would be if he was eating apple pie while dunking on this lawyer, shit talking police. Come on.
And talking about his freedom of speech.
Yeah. Somebody
Oh my
asked if I have blackface. I do have a blackface profile picture. I don't think I have it on this StreamYard link though.
Okay.
I'm not gonna put it on.
You talked to Randy Walters on the phone before you got home that evening during the search, or right afterwards, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
He told you that they were taking some money and some vape pens and a small amount of marijuana. He told you that.
Yes, sir.
You knew, didn't you, Mr. Foreman, that there had been an investigation by the Claremont County Sheriff's Office into the discrepancy about the cash that was missing from your home, correct? You knew there was an investigation.
Yeah, I knew the sheriffs was investigating themselves.
Oh, that's how you saw it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you ever ask for a report so you could see how bad this investigation of themselves really was?
Yes, I was trying to get involved any way I can. The investigation was going on without any of my participation.
Did you ask for a copy of the report?
I did. I asked for everything. I was trying to be involved. I didn't.
So you've seen the report?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I just saw it a few minutes ago.
Well, you had an attorney when you got the cash returned, correct?
At the station?
Yes.
I had attorney. Yeah, my attorney was present.
Did
when
your
I got my
attorney
cash.
ask for a copy of this report?
It wasn't in it. When I got my cash back from the station, it wasn't an investigation until we realized money was missing.
Well, did you contact your attorney and say, hey, get me a copy of that report?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. While Mr. Klingler wants to talk about his client's attorney-client privilege in every way, but Mr. Foreman does have attorney-client privilege with his attorney at that time.
There you go.
And we are going to assert that privilege because it's a privilege he has of right.
And so far, he hasn't asked for anything privileged. So I can appreciate the sensitivity, overrule the objection, and we'll make that. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Your testimony is you never saw.
That's a bad call by the judge. He wouldn't know that he has attorney-client privilege to assert it. So that's a bad call. His attorney should be able to assert that on his behalf.
Copy of Detective Robinson's report until today.
Yes, sir.
And that's because you didn't want to see a copy of the
I
investigation.
did want to see. You don't know what I want. I did want to see it.
You did.
I wanted everything that had something to do with my money coming.
And that was 3.5 years ago, correct? And you haven't seen a copy of that report that you wanted to see until this afternoon. Is that right?
I don't know what he thinks he's trying to get out of this line of questioning that's helping establish anything. Like, I don't even get it. I don't even get it. Try to say that since he didn't care about the report, that means he didn't really care about what happened.
Yeah.
I guess so.
That's right. I never had my money taken by cops. I didn't know how this go. I don't know about reports. All I know is live on Fox 19 News, the lady admits that her department is short $400 of my money. That's all I know. I don't know how to investigate police officers taking money.
That's all you know, and that's all you know today, isn't it? That's the whole basis of your claim that your money was stolen, is that the amount of money that was in the bags is different from the amount of money that was written on the bag.
Yeah, my whole thing is they never should have raided me in the first place.
That's your whole thing.
That's my whole thing.
That's the point,
That's my whole
isn't
thing.
it?
If they never would have showed up, there would be no songs about them. I wouldn't know who they are. Their faces would not be on my video cameras. None of this, we wouldn't be in this room right now if they hadn't raided my house and didn't press no charges, didn't even know what they was doing. This whole thing is their fault, and they're suing me for their mistake.
And so you don't really care if they stole your money or not. You're just mad
I
about
do
what
care
they
about
did.
if they stole them.
But
Police officers shouldn't be stealing the civilians' money. So I do care. All of it is an outrage. This whole thing is an outrage.
You have no evidence that they took your money except for the amount on the bag isn't the same as the amount.
How about the lady admitting that she took?
Could you answer my
She admitted that she took
He is
money
answering your question.
on live Fox 19 News. Go argue with the film clip. That she took my money.
Nobody admitted that they took your money.
Well, whatever. Go look at her admitting that the bag is short because it stayed open all weekend long or 2 weeks after Brian and Officer Cooley just left it and just mishandled it and didn't do it right.
Just so we're honest with the jury here, Mr. Foreman, nobody
He's being pretty honest with the jury.
For money, did they?
They admitted it was short.
Yes.
He's not saying that somebody specifically took the money. He's saying that there was an error in the money, that there was an amount of money that they said was in there, and then when he got the money back, that it was not the same amount. And they said,
Yeah, maybe termites ate it.
yeah, maybe maybe it just fell out. Who knows, right?
Yeah,
but it was in a vault, right?
And then in a sealed bag, and
in
now
a
it's
sealed
short.
bag that the police are now responsible for, that is now short. I don't know, man. Seems like somebody took it.
Maybe it's look. You can come to your own conclusions.
Logic says Occam's razor on this one, big guy. Like you're being hung. He's so hung up on the money thing instead of like what they did to him. Yeah, over $400. You're trying to make this about something that it's not, and it's not going your way, pal.
No,
you're a terrible lawyer.
This is very bad.
Maybe it just fell into my hands. That's right, Heisenberg.
They took your money, correct?
It was short. She admitted. She said that it was short. And usually it's 10, $5, $2 missing. How does $400 even come up missing? Odd.
You posted videos about Brian Newland doing hard drugs on his friend, and you posted those based on rumors, didn't you? We can look at your deposition, but before you argue with me, but isn't that a fact that you made those allegations based on rumors you said you heard?
Okay, so this is the heart of defamation, right? So in other words, you made these statements about him, and that was and these are not, known facts. Now I will say this: he's probably not a public figure, which means you don't have to show reckless disregard for the truth. So yeah, I mean, it's probably not a public figure. I assume he's not, although the definition of public figure is so broad. But yeah, so he's saying you made a false statement, which was maligning him. And this at least is the heart of what their case is.
Yeah, but don't you actually have to show some sort of damages?
Well, that you would have other clients, you would have other witnesses come up and talk about like just how damaging it was to them.
Yeah, because one of the police officers got a promotion after this, and the other one kept their job and didn't have any other issues. So,
well, I mean, they could talk about their emotional harm and things of that nature.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure there was emotional harm.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the female officer that he called a lesbian has a voice deeper than yours or mine, and she kept going. She kept saying, "Could you imagine having to get pulled over and or pulling people over and having to explain you don't have a penis?"
I don't have a penis.
Dude, I was dying. All of this is too funny. It's the most ridiculous and American thing I've ever seen in my life.
Great. That's great. I'm so glad he won.
Oh, me too. I am too. Oh, jeez. The fact that he didn't have to pay a dime, I loved it. Every second of it.
And he only got rich from it.
Yes, he just made money off of it.
It's so much money off of it.
Now he's going to make more money off of it because
I'm sure
everybody's showing it and playing. I didn't even know about the trial until yesterday. Somebody sent me the video of him walking around his backyard singing This
found
Is
this
America or something. Like,
do you want to know how I knew about this?
Of course.
I'm you know how on Friday I'm in layback law?
Yes.
So I saw that there was chatter in there that they talk about what topics were going to come on the week, and someone said in layback law, so we got to talk about Afroman this week, and someone else was like, "Oh hell yeah!" And I was like, "What's with Afroman?" And then I remember Nick Rekieta had something about Afroman. I was like, "Let me take a look at what's going on with this," and I was like, "Oh my god, I remember this story." So yeah, and then I was like, "I'm totally making this my goal for tonight," and yeah, the people know what they want, and they definitely want Afroman, and for good call. It's a great call.
Yeah. I agree.
William Newland is a convicted pedophile, and Brian Newland is his brother. After I zeroed in on Brian,
Whoa! Let's go back to the question.
He got a sneaky one in there if you pay attention.
Let's get this. We gotta get the question and the answer. So let's go back a minute.
His friend, and you posted those based on risk. You posted videos about Brian Newland doing hard drugs and snitching on his friend, and you posted those based on rumors, didn't you? We can look at your deposition, but before you argue with me, but isn't that a fact that you made those allegations based on rumors you said you heard?
It's a fact. William Newland is a convicted pedophile, and Brian Newland is his brother. After I zeroed in on Brian, I asked about him. Come to find out, he's a large statutory rapist that has sex with all kind of underage girls. He buys them beers and gets them drunk. And
oh no!
Because he beats up his wife and he messed with underage girls, and he had to get out of town and go get a job in Norwood.
All right. You don't want to answer.
That's another.
Please ask another, because I am schooling you.
I've been making songs about these people for months, bro.
Oh my god.
Keep asking. Oh man, I love that he snuck that in. I love that he snuck the one in about his brother being a convicted pedophile, and then he was like, "Yeah, oh,
yeah, I don't know what's going on in that family."
Yeah,
right? He's claiming the whole statutory thing. Can he make them pay his court costs?
He already lost that. I think he already did a counter before they went to trial, and they denied it.
Where was this case? You know,
Ohio, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ask this one again so I can get an answer.
I would love to just do a 24-hour stream and EFAP it myself.
What?
I would love to do like a 24 or 12-hour stream and just EFAP the entire proceedings myself laughing because it was hilarious.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking I'm going to do more work on this case.
Yeah, it's great.
This looks like something that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
When I asked you, you have no reason to think these rumors about Brian Newland are true, do you? And you said, well, it's more entertaining if it's true, and I can make some money. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. That's a however long that deposition was. You can read the deposition and it tells you what I said.
Do we have a copy, another copy of that? Because I'll show it to you, and I can show you my copy. Refresh your recollection.
You're going to refresh his recollection.
It's thank you, Judge. If I can get it working here.
Your Honor, I would object to using the screen to refresh his recollection. That's publishing it to the jury. If he wants to refresh his recollection, he can show him it and then ask him a question, much how we would do in criminal law with a police report. If an officer didn't remember, we wouldn't show the report. We would show it to the officer. He would refresh his memory by reading it, and then we'd re-ask the question.
Good job.
Do it that way. Just make sure you think he reads it right. I'm just trying to get through the verbiage.
Well, why not have the lawyer read it and say, is that correct? Does that refresh your recollection?
Mm-hmm.
You're afraid he's not going to read it right. What does that mean? I don't think this judge likes Afroman. I don't think he's a big fan.
No, I don't think so either.
Just make sure you think he reads it right. Otherwise, I have to wrestle with you about whether he read it right.
Sure.
So just read it.
How many ways can you read a transcript?
And then if we want to move it as an exhibit, you can do that.
Remember your deposition being taken, Mr. Foreman, in your attorney's office on September 3rd, 2024.
I remember the deposition.
And that deposition was taken in DJ Osborne's office?
Yes, sir.
That's the same office that you used to film that video that we saw last night with the actor playing Lieutenant Lisa Phillips. And that actor was sitting in the same chair that Lisa Phillips sat in during her deposition, wasn't she?
Yeah, the actor played Lisa because I wouldn't have known her if she hadn't came to my house and cut off my camera.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's the office we're talking about, and that's the office where I took your deposition, right?
Yes, sir.
And in that deposition, I'm referring to page 84 of the deposition. I had asked you about.
He's testifying.
No, he's using the deposition to refresh his memory. He's doing it right. So sit down, please.
It's correct.
Go ahead.
It is
Can I ask you this
it is a
question?
common thing for them to read back from their own deposition, for the lawyer to read from deposition. So he's right.
And did you give me these answers, Mr. Foreman? Question: would it be fair to say these are rumors? Answer: you know, Stephanie said it, and you know, some other people that don't remember, you know, I'd be in a hurry in Walmart or something. They shake my hand. Yeah, Brian used to do this, used to do that. Then something, I didn't know him, but this is what I've heard. Question: you don't have any particular reason to think that it's true or not true, right? Answer: well, it's more entertaining if it is true, and I could probably make some money and capitalize on it if it's true.
What are the line numbers?
Starting with line 7 and ending with line 21.
All right.
Did I ask you those questions and you give me those answers?
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. But
But that's my question.
I've always
Thank you.
put Brian Newland next to his brother. So that's
Now,
my basis, and I've always
we noticed that.
Yeah,
And
yes.
you're trying to ask you whatever questions he wants, right?
That's not a great answer because, just because his brother, Adolf's brother isn't Adolf. So, just because his brother might be convicted.
Well, it depends on how he words it, though, right?
Yeah, but if he's saying that, he's, I don't know what the lyrics were as far as what he said about Brian Newland. Do you know what the line is that he said?
That one I only listened to one time, so I didn't catch all the lyrics. I don't remember it.
But yeah, if he states something as fact and you don't know it to be fact, it could be a problem.
Now I'd like you to focus on my questions, Mr. Foreman. You have no evidence that Brian Newland ever molested little boys, do you?
If you look at the picture, he's holding the little boy's butt. It's too much for me.
Oh no! Why did you let him say that? Tell him, strike it. Strike that from the. Go cover the jury's ears.
He's giving his opinion. He says, to me, that looks like what's happening here.
You just use your eyeballs, and then his brother's a convicted pedophile.
He's gonna keep throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's poisoning the well. And
He's
this lawyer
basically
is too dumb to
I don't
figure it
know.
out.
I don't know what's happening. I just see the way he's holding that little boy's butt.
He's holding that kid's butt a little weird. His brother's a pedophile. I don't know. He's literally doing the Candace Owens. I'm just asking questions. Yeah, it's great.
No, if he moved to strike, I would definitely oppose. I'm like, that's his answer. That's what he saw that. That's to him evidence.
Yeah.
It's your evidence for posting that pedophile stuff about
I'm
little boys.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of guy is kicking on my door. What kind of guy is walking around my house reading my bank statements? It's a dude. It's a dude that's possibly a pedophile, got a convicted pedophile brother, deputized by the sheriff, walking around, possibly stealing my money. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on as I zoom in with my cameras. That's not the type of guy I don't think should be on the police force.
I'm going to refer you again to your deposition. If you don't trust my reading of it, I'm happy to give it to you, Mr. Foreman. But on page 98 of your deposition, on that,
I'm understanding a lot more about why he said I didn't want to be Epstein.
same day, beginning at 9/11, did I ask you this question and did you give me this answer? And again, the only evidence, you don't have any evidence that Brian Newland is a pedophile or plays with little boys. Answer, no, sir. Did I ask you that question? Did you give me that answer?
I don't remember.
What are the line numbers?
Beginning with line 11, ending with line 14 on page 98. You have no evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money, do you?
I know if she hadn't raided my house, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Nor a lawsuit or nothing. They never should have been at my house.
Since you're not going to answer my question, I'm going to go back to your deposition again, Mr. Foreman, page 102.
Your Honor, if I may, can I just enter a continuing objection so I don't have to object every time he...
What you're seeing here, by the way, is what the questions that he's asking now are good questions. They're appropriate questions, and they play right into the heart of what is almost assuredly the defamation claim. You're calling someone a pedophile or someone else a thief. And if it's not true, that's what defamation is. Yeah. And so that's at the heart of it. The problem he's having is that he's enabled this witness to display so much charm and likability that it's almost like, yeah, okay, so maybe he was a little bit fast and loose with it. It's becoming a win for him where it makes him a very difficult witness to break down, that you'll sort of get him on the technicality that maybe it is defamation, but no one wants to find him guilty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
That's the deposition.
Well, it's too important, so please be specific. Thank you.
So I would enter a notation of objection at this point. He is now testifying for the witness. He is no longer refreshing his recollection.
I'll be sensitive to that, so you can rephrase, I'll sustain that. You made the conclusion you didn't have memory, so you got to go back and fix that.
All right, Judge, I will. Thank you. Do you remember telling me in your deposition, Mr. Foreman, that you don't have any evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money?
Yeah, I she cut off the cameras, but I didn't know who took them. I didn't know who took them. So, for all the officers was a suspect at first, because I didn't know where. After the deposition, I realized that Brian Newland was in charge of the money, and I knew where to focus everything. But at first, all the cops was a suspect, especially after they cut off my cameras, and I couldn't see what they were doing.
All right. Well, so you don't remember? Is that what you're telling me?
I remember telling you that Lisa, probably didn't take my money, but I just didn't know. I just knew it was missing, and they cut off my cameras, so all of them were suspects until I figured it out.
So until you figured it out?
Until everybody figured it out, until it was solved of where the missing money was.
All right. So just to clear this up and move on, you admit that you don't have any evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money?
No.
That's what he was looking for. That's the key nugget he's looking for.
Yeah.
But I know if she wasn't there in the first place, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Move to strike.
He's not going to.
That's what he should move to strike there.
Yeah.
And
the pedo brother stuff, I would have moved to strike too.
Yeah.
He's poisoning the well. He's making it look like, oh, if you side with the cops, because the cops sued him.
Right.
If you side with the cops, well, now you're giving a potential pedophile millions of dollars. How you feel about that?
That one of your big motivation, really, in making all of these posts is to make money.
To pay for the damage that they brought to my house under
Great
the
answer.
circumstance that they shouldn't
Great
have
answer.
been there in the first place.
I would have never put these videos out if I didn't have
So
to
the
pay
answer to the
damages
question is
that they
yes,
caused.
Your motivation was to make money.
To pay for the damages that they brought to my house under
saying
the
it.
circumstances that they shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Have you made
saying
enough yet to make up for it?
No.
Not really.
Yes!
How much have you made on it?
Yes!
I don't know exactly.
That's none of your business.
It was.
That's not relevant.
20.
That
No.
door was expensive.
Well,
I would make him drag that answer out of me.
I would object relevance.
Oh, well,
How's
then I
this
wouldn't say
relevant?
the word. Yeah, you're
'Cause
right.
the statement was made.
I wouldn't
Statement
say
was
the
made,
word
statement was not
relevant.
made.
Then. Yeah, you're right. But I would make him
Objection
drag that
relevance.
answer out of me.
Yeah.
$4,000.
$24,000.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
You're still making money on today, right? With the new posts and advertisements and things.
That's
you get?
publicity.
You're still selling merchandise, aren't you?
No, publicity. Just me. Just everybody. You know, thanks to them bringing publicity to this. It's just you know.
I mean, I guess it could be relevant with respect to how much damages they're entitled to show like he was unjustly enriched. So maybe that's that the judge might properly deny a relevance objection.
An opportunity to run numbers up and be an entertainer.
And the more lies, outrageous lies you tell about them, the more money you can make, right?
Fact, they never should have came to my house in the first place. Fact, if they hadn't have came to my house, they wouldn't have put themselves
I would move
on
to
a
strike
video
right
camera
here.
and in my music career. All of this.
He should be moving to strike everything he's doing here because he's let it's poor lawyering here by the attorney. You gotta stop him and cut him off because he keeps coming back to the same thing. It's not responsive to his question. Move to strike is non-responsive.
Is their fact.
brought
All of
up-
this is their fault, and they have the audacity to sue me. These people and you are the predators and the victim at the same time.
So what they did, searching your house, gave you the right to do everything you
Under
did.
the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so because I don't go to their house, kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim.
I didn't know they
and
did
sue me.
that.
You were at Lisa Phillips's deposition, correct?
Yes, sir.
In your lawyer's office.
Yes, sir.
Same office where you filmed part of that video last Friday.
Yes, sir.
And you saw how upset she was when she was answering your lawyer's questions about how this had affected her, right?
Yes, yes,
And you saw
I
your
agree.
attorney say, do we need to take a break?
yes,
And you saw her say, no, let's go on and get this over with.
yes, sir.
You saw all that.
Yes.
You knew she was upset.
Just like she knew I was upset when she was standing in front of my kid with an AR-15 with her hand around the trigger ready to shoot me. Just like she knew I was upset when she cut my cameras. But I'm not a person. She is. So I'm sorry for being a victim. Let's talk about the predators.
Okay. So you saw all that. You saw how upset she was. You heard the testimony about her children. You heard the testimony at the depositions about Randy Newland's daughter who came home upset. You heard all that, but you're still posting stuff about
Yeah,
it.
because I understand it was Randy's fault and all of their fault for coming in my house in the first place. So if they hadn't came to my house, their children wouldn't be saying nothing. None of this would be going home if they did their research and did things right. So all of this is their fault. And now they want to sue me for their mistake.
See, now he's doing a good job of making him look more like a bully.
Yep.
The lawyer is doing a better job here.
He's trying to, but I still don't. Like, to me, the way it comes off to me is like he's like, dude, you're just being, vindictive or whatever. Like, to me, he's just standing on business at this point.
Yeah.
Is there anything that could change your mind about what you're doing to these deputies?
Wait, what?
Change my mind about the fact that they shouldn't have been at my house in the first place?
Yes and no.
Is there anything that can change my mind about how my money shouldn't have been touched in the first place? No.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
So the lawyer is happy with that response from him.
Of course, yeah. It comes off angry.
Yeah, it comes off like he's being very vindictive right now.
Yes. Yeah, at that point, yeah.
And he's punishing people for no reason.
Mhm.
You know, even if they didn't do anything wrong. So I think in that moment there, he actually the lawyer ended strong here. Not that it ended up helping them, because fortunately, Afroman.
He got a first out after Afroman ran 3 touchdowns in on him over and over and over again.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Welcome.
You want to continue? I'm sorry, Mr. Osborne. Do you want to continue the direct examination of your client now?
Your Honor, I was going to actually ask for a sidebar so we can talk about that.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
Okay, so I was actually going to not do cross with Mr. Foreman this time. I was going to hold off until our case in chief.
Yeah, I just offered you the chance to do that. So do you want to do your direct examination on your case in chief right now?
Not right now.
Like the pogo stick of witnesses up and down is what I was talking about. If he testifies on his own direct case, it could be now or it could be later. I just gave the lawyer a chance to do it now or later. He said later. So you'll likely see Mr. Foreman again. This was an examination on the plaintiff's case. You get a chance to hear his testimony on his case. There's your explanation. Thanks, Mr. Foreman. You can stand up.
All right. There you go.
Subject to the admission.
That suit is legendary. I think, look, as we said, he did really well there. Some of those questions, that's why he got sued, because technically he was being aggressive there. I'm glad he won, though. I'm glad he won.
Yeah, but at what point does being aggressive turn into
You're being a bully now?
defamation and being a bully? Yeah.
Well, I mean,
let me ask you this, right? What
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what reason they had if they came in based off of a tip from an informant. They came in, they found nothing, and they just take his money for what reason?
Right. Well,
Why
I
did
mean,
they cut his security system? Why did they take his money? They had somebody there to lead him around the whole thing.
mm-hmm.
So at that point, me sitting in the jury, I go, you better have some very convincing reasons of why you did this, because otherwise, y'all didn't try him, y'all didn't convict him, and now you're suing him because he made fun of you.
Yeah.
Ugh,
It's a bad look. It's a bad look.
look.
It's a very bad look. It's
Yeah.
a very bad look. It's a tough case. It's a tough case.
And he was very smart about the songs, right? So like when he was talking about the deep voice lady, he hammered on a lot about her being a lesbian and just having a deep voice, things like that. And so she does have a deep voice. So how are you going to be like, well, you defamed me because I talk like I chew on gravel all day? That's not defamation. That's just observation.
Right.
So
it's also a statement of opinion if you're saying that, like, she talks like a man. You know, like,
it's just my opinion. I'm not stating it as a fact. So he did really good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Good job, man. That suit is
Indeed.
amazing. I want to grow an afro now. So.
I'm in the middle of growing an afro right now. So as we've been speaking, I've been getting closer and closer. All right, my brother. I thank you for joining me. Why don't you tell people where they can find you?
You can go to FFS Cast every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Our scheduled shows, and then I do random one-off solo shows just here and there. Just keep it a lookout for my Twitter at Ambient Aristotle. Every time I go live, I do post it at least a little while in advance, so you can catch it there. And we'll start. I might cover some of these testimonies and laugh with everybody because, man, it was a good trial. Everything I got to see, it was amazingly funny.
You know, I was thinking that I probably
Did Rand
should.
Paul shoot Gabby
I
Givens?
probably
Did he
should.
think
Whoops.
that when they put
Gosh, that wasn't what I wanted to happen. I was thinking that I probably should look into the idea of doing something with this trial, because it seems as if there probably was a lot of a lot of gold in here.
The depositions are the funniest. So I watched a little bit of the depositions because of the music videos, and they were gold. So yeah, I might be doing that. That'd be great. And If not, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Chat, thank you so much.
Yeah, and so I'm just going to remind you all, lab meat was never meant for you. It's meant for they, them. Do not eat the bugs. I'm sending you all over on to Jim Tells You. Please send them my love, my best. I'll probably be in here, God willing, tomorrow. Till then, have a good night. And as always, my friends, Godspeed.
Bye.